welcome back to another Whiskey Bros podcast.
What up? What up?
Hey. As always, Levi, TJ, Chad, boys, how's your week going? What's kicking?
Busy week, man. Busy week. Glad to be here with y'all.
Good. Me too.
That shirt is
That
shirt is fire, son. He's got a Mighty Boost shirt on over here.
An old Greg shirt.
Do you love me?
Do you love me?
Uh,
Do you love me?
Do you want to do things with me?
There was two. There was this one, and there's another one that said fuzzy little man peach on the shirt. And I thought that was a little too much for me to wear.
I think the scene where he meets him in the boat may be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Touched your rod, mother liquor.
That's good stuff.
I know. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Chad's drinking this beer over here that
Smells
smells
like
like weed over here, smelling it up.
Levi brought it for
This
me.
Sweetwater 420.
Mango Kush Wheat Ale.
There you go.
And it has shit floating in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's
a little
like
concerning.
actually.
Probably some hemp.
It might
Hey,
be.
I was like 2 times in the past couple of weeks. I've been driving somewhere and smelled marijuana like you do sometimes when you're driving, but looked and actually saw big fields of hemp.
It says
okay.
contains no hemp. Yeah, there's one close by where that like horse farm thing used to be.
I don't know.
Have you seen that?
Real close by to here?
It's off of what is it? It's on Marlin Road.
Oh man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was
crazy.
driving by there and like I just wondered kind of what happened to that place because all the fences are down, like where all the horses
right.
were. And I'm like, dude, that looks like a pot plant, like a big ass pot plant. And I was like, these are all pot plants. And I'm like, so they're either like really forward about growing their pot and they're really just saying fuck the man, or they're growing hemp. It says it contains no hemp.
Really?
It says hemp type flavor contains no hemp, which makes me more worried about what's floating in it.
Well, some of those hops will smell like weed when you're drinking like just a regular IPA. Sometimes it will.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
that
They
much
do.
like it though.
Well, maybe they figured out what makes that
They
smell.
really targeted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Get me a curve.
It's a little concerning though, because that was how the first time I had kombucha, I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't know, do you drink all the shit that's at the bottom? Do you not drink the
and
shit
you're not
at the
even
bottom?
supposed to shake it up either. Is the
Right.
thing. So like
Well,
you got to kind of lightly.
No,
roll
you
it
don't even have
around.
to shake it up. That thing will fucking explode if you shake it up even in the
it's
slightest.
very carbonated.
Yeah, they said when you buy them at the airport, because a few airports will sell kombucha, and they'll say open it before you get on the airplane because the pressure change could really fuck with it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet it would.
Yeah.
Pour some
Imagine
of this whiskey.
Yeah,
you
what do
brought,
we
Levi.
got? What are we drinking tonight?
So we got Lexington Bourbon. It says finest Kentucky bourbon. It's 43%. So whatever proof that is. I'm not doing the math right now.
86.
Yeah, 86 proof. Speaking of which, Lexington is horse racing's most successful thoroughbred sire of the second half of the 19th century. Lexington's winning tradition continues to this day with Lexington bourbon whiskey. At 86 proof, Lexington is made of the highest quality select grains of rye, malted barley, and corn with purified water. Lexington bourbon passion, quality, and tradition. And I only knew about
But
this.
it's not a rye whiskey though, right? Or
No,
is
it is not.
Okay.
I'd actually had this. I was in Kentucky and had a mixed bourbon drink that was like I'm gonna say it was like a lemonade type whiskey drink.
Really?
Yeah, it was odd. It's blackberry lemonade and whiskey mixed together, and this was in it, and it was really damn good. But it was odd. But I've not ever had it straight.
Straight.
So
well,
this
we're
will be
going
the
to try it out.
first on it,
I'm
so
excited about it.
We'll see how it goes.
It doesn't have a twist cap, so there's that.
Yeah, it's got a cork,
Which
so-
I think we've decided like
Doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean really anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
no, because 1792 is twist cap, right?
a lot of them.
I don't know.
No, 1792 is
but Makers is twist.
Makers is twist, and it would be interesting to go through our whiskeys and say what we thought about them and see if there's any correlation to twist cap.
Twist cap, yeah.
Right.
Because
Right.
I would bet that twist cap we probably have ranked higher.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I'm trying to think.
Was Buffalo Trace? I can't remember that one.
Well,
I don't think it's
I
twist
just
cap.
use Steelhouse being in a freaking paint
Tin-
lacquer container as like a
Straight up looks
means
like
nothing.
paint thinner. Yeah,
And that was much better than I thought. I don't know what y'all thought about
Oh,
it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. There's another one that I always think about getting. There's the Steelhouse we got, and I don't remember if it's like a single barrel or.
There's a 1792 single barrel now.
I saw that, but no, that's Steelhouse. Like there's a different can. Literally can.
There's red ones like they have sweet flavors now, like peach and all this other kind of shit.
Wow, fuck all
Passes
that.
that.
Yeah.
This
I don't like
definitely is a bourbon. You can smell the smell that corn.
I thought about that when I
Flavor.
was shopping. Like we should honestly be the Bourbon Bros podcast because I mean I think
A giant.
probably 10 out of the whiskeys
Whiskey
we've
tried
had
is
this
actually
year have been bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is our 11th episode.
I think maybe that one,
that
that one
Sazerac
you
rye
brought.
wasn't, was it?
I don't know
I think
about that
it
one.
was a
Was it bourbon as well?
bourbon. But in that one that you brought, was it a bourbon?
Dude, I can barely remember anything. So no, the one I brought recently was absolutely a bourbon.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Because you
that's
said it was
true.
bottled at the Buffalo Trace place or something,
Yeah.
didn't you? Yeah, I
Maybe 11. We're 11 for 11, maybe.
maybe that Sazerac rye wasn't. I don't remember. Honestly,
Well,
can't remember.
I did
we got
bring
cheers.
I did bring that one bottle of Crown, and that one was,
Yeah, Crown's not gonna.
yeah,
not gonna be
that
bourbon.
that may be the one I'm thinking about.
but that's a twist cap though.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty smooth on the front end.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I definitely like
It's
that.
got some. It's warming me up, but the right amount of warmth as it goes down
Yeah, it's-
into the
it's
chest.
not-
It's not crazy warm.
It almost finishes like a rye though. It's
Yeah.
got that kind of
Yeah, that's what I was
Burn,
thinking
spicy
about.
burn all the
But
way
it's a
down.
little bit smoother than that. But it has the. It's got the spicy down, but not as
it's not
as
as
harsh
pungent.
as
Yeah,
that
not as harsh.
that Sazerac was.
Right.
It's really not fair how much like the bottle will sell you a bottle of whiskey.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I never would have bought this shit.
Yeah.
Just
no,
with-
I
With just
I'm
the
the same
fucking,
way.
there's
Yeah.
just a horse on it.
You
Yeah. No,
you got
I would
something
have thought
against
that
horses, bro.
No, I would have thought it
Yeah,
was
I
like
don't like them.
when I saw that when I saw that the
yeah, it's
Would you eat a horse steak?
yeah, absolutely.
oh, I'd eat the
I would-
fuck out of a horse.
Yeah.
And I mean, if there was any
I want
hesitation,
to. It's not even like I'd have to be like, like I would order it if I saw it on a menu.
Wait,
one
I
time.
would too. I mean, you know me. I like with
Oh,
food.
yeah.
Food, like I want to try it. You know.
Now, I don't really dislike horses. I have too many family members that have horses, and it's like all the fucking work, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like if it was have another child or have a horse, I would have another child like quickly. Like it would be less money, less work.
Well,
I don't know
I
if
have
that's
a
true.
question about.
It'd definitely be less money.
Oh man. Well, if you got property to board it yourself,
You still though, like if they get sick, like not
It's
like you look at a
expensive,
horse
yeah.
too hard and it starts.
see,
like,
I've owned
like
a horse
sneezing.
for a while. I've not had them get sick ever. I've not had one ever get sick.
It just seems like there's always some fucking problem.
I don't
with
have one now, but I had one.
Well, it was young too, though, right? Like it never got
I mean,
to
I
the
had
point
it for a
where
lot of years.
Then
was
you
it
gotta
old
ma-
though. I mean, I don't even know. Like, was it?
It's still alive,
Was
so
it
I guess it
new?
wasn't too old.
Yeah.
We got it. It was young. It was
Yeah.
like a year old.
Gotcha.
But we had it for a lot of years. We had that thing for 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Now they get scared and they like run through the fence and then fuck themselves all up. And like, you don't have anything to do with it. Like, I don't
That's fine. Also, if you're getting the horse shot and things like that. you
Yeah. If you're doing the proper,
I do
care.
my own shooting. I don't know.
know. Shot, bro.
Oh,
Horseshoes.
shot. Okay.
What's the deal with horses being measured in hands? Like,
Because that's literally how they measured them.
But,
They went up with their
everybody's
hands.
hands different.
That's true. They had to have some
Yeah.
average man hand.
Yeah.
Like if you had those Donald Trump hands. Remember how like somebody
think
said
that-
he had small hands and like our
Yeah, he made a dick
our
joke about
political system literally like dropped into during the debates dick jokes because he's like I've never had a hand never had a complaint about my hands or anything else the size like
it.
this is our political system. We don't care how big your dick is.
I recently decided that I should probably just go ahead and follow Donald Trump on Twitter.
Oh
And
yeah,
I have never regretted following anybody.
I'm
like,
sure.
I
Like,
bet it's hilarious.
It is like he's just a fucking troll. Like he's just constantly
Yeah.
tweeting shit and just like straight up just shit talking people. I mean, it's like that annoying person from high school
Well-
that's like always like airing out their drama.
It's funny that that's
It's
the
him,
president, though,
except
isn't
the
it?
drama is the country's drama, and he's just fucking just blown out there. And he was like, and he's basically just like this, and he's got like a shitty nickname for everybody.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like called him out there. He's like the do nothing Democrats are trying to are like fucking everything up, and
He's like Colby Covington of the
yeah.
yeah, and then like somebody will make a meme that like favors him, and he'll retweet the shit out of that, man.
That's funny.
They did a
Well, you got to wonder with the frequency of which he posts things, what is he actually doing throughout the day?
dude. There's no fucking telling how many tweets he sends in a day. It's probably
crazy.
2 dozen every day.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude,
it's a
he
lot.
just constantly blast them out there, and
I
most
gotta
of them
step up my output.
is
game,
him
bro.
shit talking somebody.
I gotta start shit talking folks, man.
Yeah.
Got him to
It's a good way to
be a
get noticed.
president, man. I gotta get my fucking life together, man. I gotta start shit talking people. God damn.
Dude, if you like, that's always been like the way to fame. If you can like get a beef with somebody else that's famous and get people
Yeah.
into that, Like, you know, rappers been doing that forever, but
We need a beef with another podcast. The Dad's Drinking Bourbon. They're in Tennessee.
yeah, fuck them.
Dad's Drinking Bourbon. We're Dad's Drinking Bourbon. God dang.
We drink it way better than they do.
Those assholes.
I don't know shit about drinking bourbon.
It was
And I heard they got small penises.
I did too. I heard their
They
hands
did.
are tiny, and you know what that means.
Their wives all told me they were not happy. They are not satisfied.
Listen,
good
I saw a lady giving samples of a whiskey out at a liquor store, and somebody walked by and they knew we had one. They were like, "You need to review this on your podcast." And she's like, "Oh, I've been on the Dad's Drinking Bourbon podcast before." I'm like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah. We would have you on our podcast, but we don't know what to do around women. We get too shy.
Oh, that's right.
It's like I can't make my jokes if there's a woman here looking at me.
Are we allowed to talk about this stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Get to one of those spots.
I added a couple of things to our soundboard. So if there's ever a need for anything, here's the two we added.
Are we going morning shock jock radio?
We're doing it.
Oh, God.
No,
Oh, God.
I added this.
Come on, God.
Dude, that's got to be one of my favorite videos on the entire internet.
A little louder.
Damn, son. Come on, God.
Do you know what that's from, Levi?
And the guy eating the Big Mac?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This is how you eat a Big
This is how
Mac,
you
and
eat
he
a Big Mac.
and he
Yeah.
smacks it out. That guy, his buddy
The
comes and
guy's
smacks
hand.
it out of his hand. Dude, it's funnier every time. I bet I've watched it 100 times, and it's still the 101 time is the funniest time.
Damn,
I
son.
still do that say that though. Like, and I'm not even thinking about the video when I say it now.
Yeah.
I'd just be like,
I do it too.
damn, son,
Like, come on, son. We'll fight, son.
we leaving, son.
Yeah.
We got to get in the car, son.
Gosh dang.
And I also added Jordan Peterson,
You do stupid things when you're drunk.
which is true.
It's
So-
true.
Very true.
It's
So I
very
thought
true.
that was fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also say dumb things when we're drunk, and we'll explore that towards the end of the podcast.
Oh, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, probably so.
So, I don't mean to change gears too much, but we'll get into a couple of our topics.
What you
and
got,
stuff
man?
Like that. So, earlier in the week, me and Amanda were kind of like cruising down the street. We're just we're listening to
Cruising
something,
down the street in my
And
6'4".
I thought the same thing. Like, I was just like, I really.
and
slapping the bitches and jocking the hoes.
As soon as he said
Oh,
that,
that's
cruising down the
yeah.
street, I'm like, I want to finish it, but I don't want to interrupt him.
I'm sorry, man. I
no,
couldn't
it's,
resist.
it's all good. Well, somehow we got on the topic of talking about like bullying and stuff like that, and we didn't get too deep into it. We went the other direction with it. Instead of getting like sad, talking about like how like bad bullying's getting across the United States with social media and all this other stuff, we started talking about like the origin of the swirly and like what asshole decided to just all of a sudden just like, you know what? I'm going to run you into this bathroom and stick your head right in the fucking toilet into some shit water and then flush it all at the same time.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that's too much of a stretch. It's
Yeah,
like we got this kid.
is
What
it
are we going
really?
to do with him?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
feel like it's pretty
I
natural.
pick up my kids and I pretend I'm going to put them in the sink and put them in the
But, I mean,
trash. Like I constantly.
But think about like that process and like how does a kid, if he actually had a swirly, like come back from that shit?
Oh, it's bad.
yeah,
It's
it's
bad.
pretty hard to come back. From.
Now the flush part is more of a stretch to me. I think dipping it in the toilet and letting him go. You know,
Yeah.
the flush.
Now
the flush seems like it's relief a little bit.
Now the flush just adds to the humiliation of the thing. That's what that's all about. It's just
Levi
you're just
assumes
pouring
there's
on
shitty.
top
There's
of
just
it.
shit and pee in
Well,
the toilet
yeah.
already for some
Yeah.
reason.
If it's a school toilet, there's
Yeah.
shit and pee. It's if it's not now that there's remnants or something, there's gonna be some nastiness happening.
Didn't you see like shit rubbed on the wall in your
Yeah,
high school?
yeah.
I did in our high
no,
school.
Really?
Yeah.
So we walked into the high school bathroom at the end of the hall and had a hall pass. And I walked in. Somebody just walked out. Didn't really think much of it. You know, just another kid, another class. Didn't recognize the kid at all. But we walk into the bathroom and somebody had literally wrote shit on the wall with shit. And then there was shit on the
Just in case there's any question,
any
as to what
question
it
as to
was.
what it was, it's shit. And then laying on the floor is a paper towel wrapped around like a little turd log, just laying there on the ground. And I'm just like,
they don't want to get it on their hand.
yeah,
they're
they
not crazy.
they're not savages or anything
Yeah.
like that.
God dang.
But and then not only that, it was on the sink handles, the sinks, and on every single toilet all the way
See,
throughout the bathroom.
if the janitor just set the whole school on fire,
I'd understand it.
I think you
Yeah.
should just get a pass.
Yeah.
you
Be
should.
like, look, you
100%
can't work
get a
here
pass.
anymore, but you're not going to serve any time.
no, and then
Yeah,
I
we
go
get
tell
it.
somebody about it, and the first thing they do is like, So what were you doing in that bathroom?
Yeah, they accuse you.
Well, I was going to take a shit.
You think I would
but
talk about it?
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah. Dude, my dad said he quit a job when he was a teenager because somebody in the women's bathroom, somebody rubbed shit all over the walls, and his boss told him to go clean it up, and he just quit.
Yeah, I don't blame him at
Said,
all.
I'm out.
Uh,
That's hilarious.
I mean, the thing is, somebody's got to do it,
somebody's got to do it, but like
and the person that does it is not going to get paid near what
near
they
enough.
deserve.
That's the thing.
But if you're a bully and you're in the bully shoes, I mean, is that like a thing? Like if you were in those shoes, would you want to do that to somebody? Is that the
Give him a
first?
swirly?
Is that at the top of your list?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could see wanting to give somebody a swirly. I kind of want to do that. I would give him a swirly before I give him a wedgie, I think.
Well, yeah. To me, I started talking about the wedgie too. I was just like,
wedgie's better. than
You like
swirly.
the classic wedgie?
no, but
Well, I'm saying that's way more. Having your head in a toilet.
That's
yeah.
bad.
Well,
It's just
your hand's got to go down near the toilet to get his head in it.
That's
You're gonna
what
get
I
shit water
think.
on your hands. I'm thinking
I
about
shoved
that.
a kid's head in a toilet, son.
Yeah, that's way worse than wedgie.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
with a wedgie, like even the thought process of how that originated is just like, hey man, I hate you so much that I'm gonna reach into your pants and grab your drawers and like rip them up above your head or something like that.
That's
You know,
crazy, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
mean.
That's
I
funny,
mean,
man.
the first thing I'm thinking is like, why do you want to get into my britches for? You know?
This anti-bullying thing is I feel like it's actually made a difference because
Oh,
I
I definitely do.
I think the schools seem like there's not as much of that crap going on. You know,
Is it?
just my experience hearing kids'
hearing about
stories. There's still fights.
No, for
You know,
sure.
my oldest is in high school now, and she'll talk about. She usually says something like, my bus was there, and I had to miss the fight that was about to happen, and I had to leave.
she's
Oh,
bummed
that
about
it.
sucks. That is disappointing.
Well, you know, it probably is down, but I you know, on the flip side on a serious note, like all the I think probably with social media and the way that cyberbullying can go on, where you know people get shamed about their looks and stuff like that, and people like posting like you see this heifer or whatever in this prom dress, or like
that's
you know
funny
like mean shit, you know.
I think we're gonna have a pendulum effect with this anti-bullying, though. Like, there's a little bit of bullying that needs to happen.
Yeah.
When you're acting like a
Toughen
douchebag
you up a
and
little
you're like wearing like fucking dumb shit to school, somebody needs to tell you.
Yeah.
Like you can't do this. Like you look like an asshole.
You
Like,
get feedback, and you kind of adjust to the feedback.
yeah, we shouldn't just accept.
Makes you better.
We shouldn't accept everyone.
Yeah,
You
that
should
shouldn't accept everyone.
that-
No,
that's-
like we're
that-
not going to do this.
That's that same concept of the same mentality of the person who's like, the flu needs to kill a few people.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you, but I also, now that I'm an adult, I really like appreciate eccentric people that I would have like been a little bit like standoffish from when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate people that are a little bit odd and weird and dressed in funky ways. Like now I'm not going to be best friends with them, but I find them extremely interesting.
I'm not saying dressing like you're dressed like a whatever clique or whatever thing. I'm talking like when you're just actually just kind of like being an asshole about it. Like, I don't,
Okay.
or you're not being, I don't know, mature. Like, I remember when I worked at the grocery store. Now I'd been there for like a while, but this kid come in. He was new. He was been homeschooled, and he come to work. And we found out, like, I looked over at him
tough.
one time, and he pulled Pokemon trading cards out of his pocket and just started like fumbling through them, and then put them back up. Like, first off, you're at a job. You're like 16 or 17 years old. Like,
yeah.
like, what are you doing? Like,
Leave 'em-
what
leave 'em
are
at
you
the
doing?
house,
Like,
bro.
like this person needs to like. We shouldn't just accept this. Like, oh well, he just.
Are you
Hey,
saying
what he's doing
he-
is passive marketing? He
Are you-
said the trades will come to me.
Are you saying he shouldn't be playing Pokemon cards, or he should have somebody make fun of him so it can help him understand that there's a time and place for everything?
Yeah, that's it. The
Yeah.
second one. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. Like, we shouldn't just. You shouldn't just be like, oh well, he's got his Pokemon cards at work.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like?
Well,
It's time to be a little professional.
for
I mean, I
his-
understand it's a grocery store
Like,
job,
I
but
think you should. I think you should be okay liking whatever you like, but at the same time, he does need someone to prod him a little bit because he needs to at some point realize it's going to be challenging to get pussy if he's.
no, I like a lot
He's
of
like
nerdy
that.
shit, man. I like all kinds of nerd. Like, I was just the age a little too old for like Pokemon cards and shit. But if
Yeah.
I'd have been a little younger,
Well, we played
Oh,
Magic
I'd have
and
been all
Star
into
Wars
that.
card games.
I was
Yeah.
all I was all in it,
Yeah.
so I'm perked up. I'm listening to what you're
but
saying.
the thing is, I'm saying,
Levi
but
said,
if
what
you're,
card was it?
if you're at a job, like
Pikachu.
you're currently, like you're not on break, you're not just having a conversation. It's like it was almost like his pacifier. Like he's had to like pull him out and thumb through him and like put him back in. Like,
well, that's like
we're not,
that's
we're
like
not
the
going to
same thing
pretend
as
this is okay.
that's the same person who's at work in again. This is even a younger generation, me, who's on Pokemon Go on their phone and they're on break or whatever, and they're like, "Oh shit, there's a Charizard at the end of this parking lot. Y'all just don't mind me. I'm going out here, gonna go catch my fucking Charizard."
Well, I mean, I guess they're on break. They're doing their thing. That's not the worst thing in the world. But
The Pokemon Go thing was such a niche thing, and like it's crazy that it got as popular as it did when it's such.
I played it for a while.
With
I mean, I
kinda
did too.
cool.
I wanted to try it
with
out,
all
but
kinds of people too. I remember this. Like,
yeah, even non
like,
Pokemon.
there was
fans.
there was this guy at the apartment I lived in at the time. I met at the pool, and he was he looked like Derek Lewis. Like he was a big, heavy black guy, like a big man, and he would talk about walking to the gas station to play Pokemon Go just on the walk, and I was like, this is not what I expected this guy
No.
to say.
Well,
but like so many people were playing.
It was cool for that.
Well, the thing that was really lame about the Pokemon Go, at least from the jump, it's evolved since then, was the fact that the whole thing was based around just catching the Pokemon. Which to me, if you played the game
Gotta
as
catch
a
'em
kid,
all.
nobody cared about catching them all. It's all about getting them, bumping them up, ranking them up, getting them up to the
And
next
fighting
level
with 'em.
to where they
Yeah.
evolve, and then fighting with
That
them.
was the
I
problem.
didn't
The
know
the game was not ready. Pokemon Go, that is. It was
Yeah.
not ready when it came out. Like because everybody was into it, but there really wasn't anything to do.
No,
Okay.
because everybody wanted to battle each other. Like, hey, what Pokemon
Yeah.
you got? Let's fight each other.
Well, and they
No.
weren't even balanced. Like
Yeah.
the one, what's the Eevee that turns into water?
Oh, Vaporeon.
Yeah, that one was like super
Yes, I
overpowered.
know that.
Like so, like you were better off to have like fucking 15 Vaporeons.
Yeah.
Like because that was like, I mean, other than like some rarer ones, but in the beginning, like you could easily, because EVs were common, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
So you could just start making a shit ton of those, and like, well, that loses the fun. Like Pokemon's all about like having different ones
Yeah,
and having them
diversity.
fight,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
kind of
that
building
Pokemon,
a thing.
Pokemon is preaching diversity.
It is. That
Atta-
is true.
attaboy.
But going what you were saying, TJ, I remember this is after a while after I'd done like lost any kind of fun in it. And I saw a woman that was easily in her 60s on her phone. Like she was on her phone and she stopped. And I was like she was into what she was doing. And I was like, I wonder what she and I kind of like had glanced back at her phone. I know that's probably rude, but like I had to see what she was into. And yeah, she was catching a Pokemon, dude.
Dude,
Like
in
somebody
her
taught her
60s.
about it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know she didn't never play any of the other games.
That's hilarious, man. What game do you think you'll play in your 60s?
Probably.
You think you'll still play games in your 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we'll probably be like stuff like first person shooters and like faster paced games. We probably won't be able to like keep up with that. But we'll
Really?
still,
Yeah.
I bet we still play newer games though.
It's
Because we
whatever
grew
you-
up with it.
whatever you stay with, though. Because I'll tell
Yeah.
you, if you get out and then go back, it's a little bit challenging. Like just because I
Yeah.
play less video games than you guys, or at least than you, I know for a fact, it is challenging sometimes to try to play a game.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
well, you're out of like games have probably evolved quite a bit since like the last
Yeah.
time you were playing.
Yeah,
You're playing
I'm-
Red Dead Redemption
I
2,
pick
and
up
that's
Red
a lot
Dead
of,
Redemption. I picked it up pretty well, but I mean, there's still like, I'm probably not as good as I would have been for sure. Like, no, remembering that I can kick into
but
like,
yeah, but what's the last? Like, have you ever played an open world game like that? Ever? Like,
ever I have.
Gun was basically the same
that-
concept.
but that's not an open world game. That's not like Red Dead Redemption.
It was sandbox.
But you
once you got to a certain point, you could do that. You could. Do
you
that,
didn't
but-
just ride around like different towns
But I mean,
and do
I
stuff
played
in
the
gun.
I played
Did
the
you?
Far
Yeah.
Cries. I played the Far Cry stuff,
But there was loading screens.
and I played.
It was
And I played. What's the
That's
one?
kind of open world. I
what's
guess
the
I can't
one-
remember.
What's
gun.
the one that went back to like the 1700s?
Assassin's Creed.
I
Yeah,
played
Assassin's
that
Creed
one.
definitely.
Yeah, but that's no, it's not. Y'all don't know what open world is. Open world is more like like Red Dead Redemption and the first one, and like any of the Elder Scrolls games, Grand Theft Auto games.
So
like,
what's the difference between sandbox and an open world in your opinion?
well, sandbox. Yeah, that's the same thing. Sandbox is right, but Assassin's Creed's not a sandbox game at all.
Well, you
I mean,
can
the-
absolutely
but
go
the-
around and
but-
do
but the-
whatever.
But
You
the
don't have to
map
follow
is
the story.
huge.
but you got side quests. But I mean, in Assassin's Creed, you're still basically like you got a mission, you do a mission. There's no like
It's maybe not
You don't-
as
you don't
open, but it's
in
certainly
Assassin's
open.
Creed, you don't decide like, well, I'm going to play poker for this a little bit. Like you don't have like a ton
Oh,
of
You could go
things
like
you're gonna do.
hunting
Yeah,
and stuff for
I
a
mean, you go
while,
hunting. The newer ones, it's a lot more more open as far as what you.
Yeah.
can do.
Okay, well
What
maybe
is
I haven't played Assassin's Creed since the second.
Yeah, 'cause
one.
the
So
pa-
maybe
Okay,
I'm maybe out of the
Dude,
loop.
yeah.
then.
Once you get past the Brotherhood game, it branches out quite a bit. And the one he's talking about, where he's the Patriot, like you can go hunt for bears, get skins, skin everything. I mean, it's almost like Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, well
meets Assassin's
I'm
Creed.
probably mistaken then.
I
You're
bought
probably,
that.
You're probably
I
right.
bought that specifically because it was the Revolutionary War era.
Yeah.
It
I thought
looked
was
kinda
fucking
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
They were pumping them shits out way too fast.
way too
though.
There was a
fast.
lot
Yeah.
of mistakes in the games. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot
Well,
of like
I know that, but
crap in it.
there's so much to do in the games that, I mean, it's almost impossible to complete the game and then move on to the next one. And the stories weren't cohesive jumping from one to the other. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're great games. Don't get me wrong, but they shortchanged some of those newer ones, like the one you're
I
talking
got on
about.
a kick where I used to play like the Splinter Cells all the time
Yeah.
too, man.
Matt,
they were a lot
was
of
big
fun.
on that.
That was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
there's a lot of talk that Sam Fisher and the Splinter Cell games will be coming back for the PlayStation 4 at some point.
That's cool.
I haven't
Fisher.
played. I haven't played any of the Splinter Cell since like the first like two, but in the last one, I found out recently that they did a call out to Metal Gear in it.
Really?
Yeah, which
Yeah,
makes
this-
a lot of sense. 'cause
It was
it's
this.
very
It was
similar.
this very subtle thing because apparently Sam Fisher's like retiring in it,
Okay.
and they were like, you're gonna be the only one left, and he was like, no, there's the other guy, and I forget he said something that made you.
No,
He
the
didn't
snake.
say solid. Or he didn't say snake, but you got an idea. Something maybe he said something about a cardboard box, or he said something, and they were like, no, he's gone too, and he was like, shit, so I'm the only one left, and like
That's
that was
cool.
the thing. Yeah, that was a cool like.
That's
I
cool.
never did play the game, but somebody put it on YouTube or something. Which, speaking of that, next weekend,
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding comes out.
Yeah.
What is
Hideo Kojima, when he finally
yeah.
got away from Konami,
to-
he's got
to-
his own company.
Really?
To explain it to would be impossible.
Dude, but it looks well. They've got new trailers out now that don't. The first like teaser trailers,
Were
like,
awesome. Yeah.
dude, it looks like a fucking acid trip. You have no
Really?
idea what the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like
Just to put one thing into a nutshell, like the guy Norman Reedus, the guy from plays
Yeah,
Daryl
I
on
know.
The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
is walking around with a baby in a glass shell attached to his stomach, going out into a like post-apocalyptic world looking for something.
That's weird.
with a bunch of invisible monsters.
but that's
around.
even. But you don't
Which
even
is
know what's going
an
on. Like
overstatement. You have
the
no
very
idea.
first one, like he's naked. He's holding a baby. He has dirty handprints all over him.
So-
He's crying.
There's
and
an
then
actor
and then
in the
he's-
game.
Yeah, like all the actors, they're like legit, like real actors, like
yeah.
real people
Some
throughout
B
this
and C
entire
actors and
game.
some, decent ones.
Yeah, but you don't really. But apparently now they're starting to give you the story more in the trailers, and
Right.
it makes more sense. But I've just stayed away from it because I'd rather
Just be
experience
surprised,
it on my own. But anyhow, it's a big deal because Kojima, which did all the Metal Gear games,
Yeah.
he was still kind of like shackled by Konami and kind of make because he didn't want to do any more Metal Gears after the first Metal Gear. Like everyone after that, he was kind of forced to do because they not the first Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
For PlayStation, he
Right.
didn't want to do any more after that, and so everyone he was like, "This is the last one. This is the last
Dude.
one."
Snake Eater was amazing. I didn't play the
Yeah.
one Sons of Liberty.
It's good too. They're all good. They're all great.
They're all fantastic. But Snake Eater was the first one that branched out into like a
Survival.
organic like place where you
Okay.
have like rainforest where you got like you're outdoors. It's less indoor.
Which
Yeah.
once again, Kojima wanted to do a new game, and they say
Yeah.
no. So he's like, "Well, fuck it. We'll go back to the '70s, and I'll come up with a kind of a whole new way of
That's cool.
and do these."
I'll
new
tell you what I
systems.
loved about that game. It had elements of like, you had the sneaking around, you had the survivalist stuff where you kind of do things like kill food and everything like that, but you also had the things I loved about old school games, boss fights.
Yeah, and boss
know.
fights is a thing that is very much lackluster. It's almost like a lot of new rock songs that don't have guitar solos. I mean, it's just something that's kind of a lost art that you don't ever see.
I heard
You made a good point. There's an art to a good boss fight.
right.
Yeah.
I heard Theo Vaughn talking about like games aren't as challenging now. Now this is not. He probably doesn't know about the games you talk about that are fucking insanely challenging.
No, but I
everybody
know
knows
the
about
thing.
those
I
games.
know the thing you're talking
He
about.
was talking
though,
about
'cause-
where you could just restart all the time. Like from that point, like, oh, you just restart 3 seconds
for
ago
sure.
instead of like, I got to start the whole motherfucking game over now.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's an absolute truth to that because all the games that they make nowadays, you can beat if you played it straight through. You could on a normal game mode could beat it in less than 12 hours of gameplay, which is
Well, it depends on the
Like-
game, but
But like a Call of Duty, like everybody hypes up these fucking Call of Duties. Like, granted, most people are buying it for the multiplayer, but
Multiplayer.
the
Yeah, that's
campaign,
right.
the campaign is so weak.
Well, this newest Call of Duty, people seem to be pretty happy with the campaign, and I don't think anybody's been happy with the campaign of Call of Duty since like fucking Modern Warfare 2. Like,
yeah, well, and that's what they went back
That's the
to.
last time I
So,
played
they sucked so much that they went back to Modern Warfare just to get a good storyline, almost in a way. Now, granted, it's a whole new storyline.
I don't know anything about this new one, but I know a lot of people were like, that shit was pretty fucking heavy, and like.
Yeah.
Like apparently some people were kind of having a hard time getting through it. So I don't
really.
Well, dude, Modern Warfare 2, that was the one that got so controversial because you do that one mission as a you're an American that's trying to infiltrate this. Did you play it, Levi?
Yep.
This like Russian terrorist group. And so the only mission that you do as them, they fucking mass murder an
mall
airport.
or airport.
Holy
yeah.
smokes.
Yeah, you go
So
in with
that's
you go in with a minigun and just waylay
fucking
the
mow
whole
down
thing.
innocent people.
That's crazy.
It's fucked up, man.
Dude, it felt weird playing that because I was just like, so when do we start
Yeah.
turning the gun to start shooting all the
Well,
bad guys?
and it
So
gives you
don't
it
do
gives you
that.
this warning at the beginning, like if you're easily offended, you can skip the next mission. There's no penalty. You miss no achievements.
Really?
You miss anything.
Yeah,
They
that.
tell you this, and I'm like, fuck that. I don't get offended. And I play this. I'm like, this is fucked up, dude.
I mean, it's
This is-
got, I mean,
this is seriously
women
fucked up.
and children like does not hold back.
There was no children.
Well, there's women.
There's women though. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. There's women. I'm pretty sure there was no children.
There was at least some small people in there. I don't know. I think it.
There's no
I
children,
can't
but there's a couple of midgets in there that I mowed down.
but
old
they
people.
did. But apparently, no, I never
I
tried it.
shot that woman in her walker. A Russian walker.
But there is like apparently you cannot shoot anyone and still complete
Complete the
the
mission.
mission.
Really?
Yeah.
But I
didn't do
didn't.
that.
Fuck no. They said time to shoot, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. I started mowing all them people down.
I shot him too.
It's fucked up though. I didn't feel
It
good
is.
about it.
We all-
No, it felt weird.
we
But
all
then,
shoot
then
'em.
I played through it again, and I shot him again. So
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh.
I don't feel good about myself, but
Yeah.
I did it. And if I play it again tomorrow, I'll
Hey.
shoot him again.
We all shoot him, Neo.
Neo. In the end, there is no airport
that
people.
thing.
I was thinking we all. What is that line in Matrix? We all.
I
Do.
think you're trying to say there is no spoon. That's the
Nah,
one.
like we
Yeah.
all look at the woman in the red dress. Or
Oh,
something.
oh,
Is that what
yeah,
it is?
that's what it is.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Levi, if you could, we're not using the laptop, so if you could just glance and make sure there's no like comments or anything like.
There's not a
There's
comment.
not.
No
There's
one's
not.
no
We have
one's
one
watching
person
this.
watching, but we have no comments.
That's
But
us. It
the-
gives you one.
Excellent
we're
product
watching it.
placement on the Lexington Bourbon. I can see it, and it looks great.
That's
I know.
nice.
Look at that horse.
We're using the laptop, so I can't even see it at this point. But I have the tablet here still for looking up things.
No, it's good.
Hey, we were talking
I'm
about
gonna
weed
put this
earlier.
up really quick.
I wanted to
Speaking of weed.
speaking of marijuana, I was at a company meeting this week, and in Cincinnati with a lot of people that oversee teams and everything, and they were talking about their challenges with keeping the place staffed, because what we do is heavy industrial, and people can make the same amount of money and do less hard work, so it makes it challenging to keep people there. But a lot of these plant managers were like saying, like, if we would reduce the marijuana drug testing rules, we'd have a bigger pool of people to look through.
Right.
And the company I work for is actually said they were testing a program that is like a readiness for work app, that where a worker could randomly be selected to do this thing. They would, upon employment, you'd set your baseline for what your reaction times and things like that on this app, and then
Right.
you could randomly be selected to have to do at the beginning of your shift a readiness for work thing.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
And it would replace, because obviously they can't test to see if you're high right then.
Right.
But this
Right.
could replace the need for drug tests, and it's really freaking crazy.
I think
that's the future.
That's a
man.
good idea,
That's
because
pretty cool.
I've heard people, because I said, I'm like, dude, they could have smoked weed on the weekend. Like, what business out of yours? And they're like, well, there's no way that we can tell. Like, maybe they might be high right now. And I'm like, motherfucker, they might be drunk right now.
That's right. That's right.
Like,
right.
what? Are you walking around with a breathalyzer? Like,
So I thought this was really interesting, like, and potentially the future of
and
the
not
way
to
that's
mention
handled.
how many people are going out in public like fucking pilled up.
pilled up.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
that would
dude.
stop that. I mean,
Definitely. Yeah.
and that shit's like prescription. Like, even
Yeah,
if
so
they did get busted for it, they'd be like, I got a prescription.
I
for
think
it.
Dr.
if you have a
says cool.
role that
Yeah.
requires, like, if you're driving a forklift,
Oh, absolutely.
dude, do a little readiness for work test like that at the beginning. That's great. I think
No,
it's
I
fine.
think
If it
that's
works, I
special.
don't know enough about how it works, but conceptually, that's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
I do like that. Quite a bit.
Hey, how strong are skeletons?
Like Like, as in, could you break one, or if a skeleton walked in and tried to fight me?
Yeah, like if a skeleton walked in and tried to fight, like if a skeleton was like pushing you.
What's the age of the skeleton?
A skeleton, like skeleton.
Is it decomposing?
No, but
Well, I mean, his flesh is gone. He's a skeleton.
you would think like a skeleton could fuck you up because like
Well, I was
throwing elbows and stuff.
was
It,
thinking
it
about-
has no joints. It's just gonna fall.
I was thinking about this going through. No, but they don't because it's a skeleton, right? So
Okay.
we've decided that
We're
through
talking
some
about-
sort of
okay.
necromancy that these skeletons can hold
Okay.
themselves together and
I
pick
got
up
you. I got you.
objects and possibly like hurt someone. But how have we decided
Elder Scrolls
like
kinda
how
did
strong
this.
they are?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
I mean, this is the day after Halloween. This is November
I-
1st.
We make them
you see
somewhat fragile,
a fucking
don't we?
1,000 skeletons like around, but like how strong are they? We know they can't. I mean, it's a skeleton, so it
But
can't
bones-
weigh.
bones
It
are
can't
pretty
weigh.
hard
Like,
to break. I mean, at times. It
well, I
just
know, but
depends
we're
on-
saying they can't. Like a skeleton's not going to weigh like 30 pounds, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like they're not going to have any weight behind what they do.
right.
But I'm just saying, like if a skeleton like tried to like choke you out, like how much strength would he have like in his grip? How heavy is something could he pick up?
Or-
If he was on top of you, how hard would it be for you to push him off of you?
Yeah, reality, they wouldn't have any muscles to pull it, so it'd
Yeah,
be
they
it's
have
hard
no,
to even
they have,
think
no-
of
they have
What
no
I was
weight
like-
on it. If they were like full mount, like choking you or whatever.
Yeah,
it'd just be
but like I said, we've decided through some sort of
That they can move
necromancy
around.
that they can move without muscles
It
and
just
they can
sound-
walk and they
so-
can balance.
but
how
they
much
can't
do
weigh
we-
anything though.
How much
like
do
you
we
said.
give to it? You know, how much do we?
Yeah, so do we just assume
I give
they
them whatever their weight is, whatever their total body weight is. Let's just say all the
They're a
bones weigh 30
skeleton.
pounds. They have 30 pounds of strength. That's all they have. 30 pounds of pressure.
Do you think a skeleton weighs?
No, fuck
In a
no.
human skeleton, how much is your human skeleton alone?
just the bones alone?
What do you think? What do y'all think?
Your femurs
I
are
threw
way-
30 pounds out there. I have no
30,
idea.
30 pounds is probably
You gonna Google it?
about right. That's
I
probably not
think.
bad.
Hang
I
on, let me
think it's
guess.
less,
Let me think
though.
about this. If I weigh 200 pounds, I know a lot of that's muscle and fat. Most of
Your
it's
skin-
muscle,
your skin-
and I have
your
a
skin-
huge dick,
your-
so a lot of it is
Your
penis
skin,
weight.
your skin.
Yeah, and
weighs
you're
a
losing
lot.
all that when
Yeah,
when you're
because
skeleton.
there's no bone in there.
And we've got to assume that your skeleton is completely dried out.
Now
So
we're
there's
talking about
water.
no bone marrow.
Well, dried up bone marrow, I guess.
Okay,
Whatever
okay.
be left over.
yeah, whatever's
The
left over.
spongy shit.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say
I'm thinking 30 pounds might be too high.
but the average man.
That's
is about
what I think.
200
I think
pounds.
it's
The
less.
average.
I think it
man-
is.
Average man probably weighs what? $170, 170.
Yeah.
Average man weighs 170
I would say 200,
pounds.
probably just a rough ass.
Yeah, we're
And like
fat, we're fat
and
as hell.
and
now.
a skinny, like scrawny, like Mary Kate and Ashley, when whichever one had the anorexia, probably weighed 90 pounds, 80, 85, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that bones made up roughly.
20%.
I'm gonna say I think it's a little higher. I'm gonna go with 47 pounds.
Oh, I don't think that.
No.
I'm thinking
Average
like
man.
I'm
average
thinking
human-
like
Alright, so
18
I,
pounds.
I think we set the over under at 30. You're saying over 30.
over 30.
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
like
less.
I'm saying about 18 pounds.
You're
For-
saying
for-
under.
All right,
for a
you-
human
all right,
skeleton.
All right. So me
Where
and
do
you,
you go? You go under?
I'm
Under
on-
30?
I'm gonna say over 18. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
go
say
above
over
yours.
18?
But under 30.
I
No, you
think
got to
the- I
pick
think
a you got to pick a number. You can't just
22.
say you can't just do this whole thing.
22 pounds.
22 pounds,
47.
47 pounds. I'm going 18 pounds. Let's see what Google says.
This is a hey.
How
Bravo,
much does a human skeleton weigh?
According to LBC, answer, your skeleton weighs about 12 to 15% of your body weight.
Oh,
If you're 14 stone, your skeleton will weigh around 2 stone.
stone.
I don't know how much 14 stone is, or that 15% of your body weight. So
15% of
So-
if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 30 pounds. But
Oh,
no,
shit.
but that's not a fair thing though, because you could be 500 pounds
Yeah,
because
it'd
you're
be
fat
all
as
Well,
fuck.
is it 12 to 15%? Didn't it?
12 to 15%. But I think that would be your healthy body weight.
See, why couldn't they give us a simple answer?
Yeah, I don't.
So 24 pounds if you weigh 200 pounds. That's 12%.
But that's bullshit. How many people weigh 200 pounds? I mean, you'd have to be a healthy 200-pound person would have to be like what 6'3", 6'4", something like
It'd
that.
be 30 pounds.
What do you
yeah, like
consider
you
me
said.
healthy?
Yeah.
I weigh about 205, 210, 205, 210. And I'm 6 foot.
Well, that's why it's bullshit though, because you
Oh.
could be a fucking bodybuilder,
Could
and you
be.
might be fucking
I dedicated
260.
my life to
Yeah.
it.
Well, you couldn't be, but a more dedicated
Find a
person
be-
certainly
find-
could
find-
be.
Find a better
I
answer.
could
than
do
that.
anything.
Yeah, no, we need. I'm gonna.
He said I couldn't be.
Yeah, you could be.
How dare you.
Somebody could be. All right. I'm gonna
dare
bit of.
you. We got a skeleton
How
right
much does a
here.
human skeleton weigh? I'm just
That-
doing a
that
Google
one
search
weighs.
now.
That's pretty heavy there. It's glass.
All right, hold on. There's the one that we have.
I weigh, motherfucker?
That
How much
thing-
you think
that
I weigh,
thing is-
cocksucker?
That thing is glass. It's gonna be heavy as
I
hell.
weigh a lot, motherfucker.
I got that thing on sale for 50%
All right,
off. I
here's
got
the,
that thing $5. I think it's sweet for $5.
All right, here's what this is just a person though, so I don't know how much this is worth. Depends on gender, race, and genetics. Asians have a lighter bone structure compared to Africans. That's racist as fuck.
God
It
damn.
is. Hey, Asians got bird bones.
Hold on. Asian skeletons weigh between 2 and 3 kilograms, while Africans can be around 5 kilograms.
God dang.
This is
As
African.
Asians
Big,
become
thick African bones.
as Asian bones are porous in nature, which makes them better swimmers, while Africans excel at running.
This is some shit, right?
hey, tell that to Michael Phelps, man.
Dude, we can never run for any office.
What is
now.
Who wrote
this?
this?
Whitesupremacy.org?
This is on Quora.
That's
It's a
just
website.
that's just a site where you can ask questions and the best answer gets upvoted.
Yeah, so I don't know how much this is.
It's usually pretty good answers though.
The 15% bone weight to or body weight to bone weight is not an accurate formula, as there's no way a 300 kilogram man can have 45 kilogram bones. Yeah, we established that already. So, but I don't calculate this website. I don't know like what's a reputable website for this.
Mm-hmm.
The way the human skeleton represents approximately 14% of the human average's male weight and 10%. Yes, but see, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's just all.
Because you could be fat as fuck. Like I said, you're telling me that damn 800-pound woman that went around for a while. Well, she didn't go around. Her picture went around. She didn't
Her
do shit.
bones should weigh the same as like a normal woman. It's
Yeah,
just that
she
she's
would. Her
basically
bones
put all that
yeah.
fat on
They're
top.
saying her
of it.
bones will weigh as much as an entire person.
Yes, you can't take her weight and figure out 15% of it.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
That's a good
That's
point.
bullshit.
yeah, that's bullshit. I don't like that answer either.
Let's see how much they weigh. 3 pounds.
I'm not finding like a good.
Source there.
What?
Yeah.
It's funny that like mummies too would be the in real life.
That's what
would
I
be
thought of when you first said that.
non-terrifying, but in the well, when they come back to life, I guess that is pretty freaky.
Health status, body frame calculator. Maybe this is
Body
maybe
frame
this is
calculator.
how much. Okay,
How much
hold on.
them bones weigh?
The average adult has. Hold on, this is actually an article, but I'm gonna have to read through it to get the fucking answer.
Oh man.
And that sounds
Oh.
awful. I really
No.
just kind of want a headline. 10%. Okay, that's where they're getting the weight thing, because when in trying to figure out your healthy weight, they're using your frame size to figure out,
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Which makes sense. I mean, your frame is definitely a factor.
That'd be a fucking bodybuilder. You're nuts.
Well, they're saying if somebody see now that this is still not really answering our question. I feel like this is not a hard question. I feel like
No.
Google should have come through on this.
Yeah.
We got to kill somebody, or there's a graveyard close to here. We should dig somebody up and weigh them bones, son.
That seems like a lot of work. I'm not even real into like Google this too much longer. You think I'm gonna get a shovel and fucking decimate a corpse?
That's
for
true.
this?
That's a good point. We got to get one that's been buried for a long time. I don't want to decimate a
Yeah.
corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still decimating a corpse, even if they haven't been buried that long time. Oh my god.
That's a good topic though. I like the thought process.
Even though we don't really have an answer.
No, but still, I
I
mean,
feel like I'm right.
I'm gonna
ballpark. Yeah.
I'm gonna go by this. I mean, okay, if we go by this guy who we don't know anything about, but apparently it should be between 2 and 5 kilograms. And I don't know what's
What's
kilograms go
5
to.
kilograms in pounds? Ask that to Siri.
Why we got to pick 5? Why we got to pick the highest?
Because I want
one?
to be closer to
Well,
being
I
right.
think we should pick the
Ah.
middle one. I feel like we should pick like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna do a
Conversion. Yeah.
yeah. I've got a conversion thing on
You
my.
get-
Oh no, kilogram. There's kilograms. So let's do. What do we decide on? 3? Is that fair?
3.5.
Oh, 3
3.5.
kilograms is 6.6
God
pounds.
dang, I'm terribly
We were
wrong.
all way high. So wait, hold on. Even if I pick 5 is 11.
I think that's bullshit. That answer is wrong too.
That's Asian
Dude,
bones,
but-
though.
but-
That's Asian bones.
You
no,
say
5 kilograms is African bones,
Oh,
and that's 11 pounds.
But if you took like a human femur, and it's, I mean, I'm just thinking that's
not
a
that
like a
heavy, though.
club.
But I mean, you've picked up animal bones before. They weigh fucking nothing.
that's true. That's a good point. They don't weigh much.
I don't know. Them bones that you feed to dogs are pretty fucking big, and they're heavy.
That's a rawhide bone. That's
Which-
not a literal
which means
bone.
It's not an actual bone. The heavy ones aren't.
Well, okay. I'm trying to think of the biggest bone I've found out in nature and actually picked up.
I'll show you the biggest
Cow
bone
bone.
you found.
You put it in your mouth.
It's right here.
Oh shit!
This is why we
son.
can't have women on the podcast.
Yeah, we'd have to clean that shit up.
Well, I do. I have another question before we get into TJ. I see TJ's journal. I'm intimidated by the amount of detail
My
over there.
journal.
The journal.
My
yeah.
journal. I hide because the shit I say in there is mostly tear laden.
Tear laden.
You need to leave us something though where we can find it if you like die or just go out of town. or something.
When I die, you need to erase my internet history and burn. There's a box under my bed. Just burn that box.
I'm looking through it, but I'll
Don't ask any questions.
I'm looking through it. I won't let anybody else see it, but I'm going to look through it.
I don't have everything under my bed.
Well, I'm looking through the journal and other stuff though.
So I don't know if you guys knew this,
Poetry,
but
tons of poetry.
well, we had mentioned this on the podcast. Like, I have a new addition to the family with a baby and
That's
stuff.
it.
And one thing we found out this week it was she had started to develop a rash on her neck, and it moved down to her chest. And we ended up finding out that she's allergic to her formula.
That sucks.
Which was so. In order to confirm that, we had to provide a stool sample, and
Dude, that's when there's a baby, everything is about shit.
it is
Like
it's
the
all about
doctor's
shit.
like, so what does her shit look like? And they don't say shit, but you know what they mean. And
a doctor should say
Yeah.
that. That'd be awesome.
yeah, they're like, so what?
I want to be a doctor that just says crazy and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
just tell you straight up. Hey, what's your shit look
I'm
like,
gonna
man?
need
Yeah.
a pile of that baby's shit.
Well, but the thing
your
is
shit look
it
like?
gave like
Like,
this
what's-
little clear solo cup. Why, for a shit sample, are you giving me a clear cup? We're in the 21st century. Why can't you give me like something that's like like a biohazard that's like black on all sides or
You mean
it's
because you
brown.
can like see it through
yeah,
it?
yeah. So my wife's got to smuggle this shit in and be like, I don't want people looking at my baby shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is
and
weird.
go
Don't be
into places.
embarrassed of your baby shit.
Yeah.
Baby ain't embarrassed
I'd be
about it.
showing it out.
Well, I mean,
man.
if you walked in, people are gonna be like, that lady's got a jar of shit
Man,
on.
I thought
You
about
know-
that too, but like so your life is so much shit. Like all you do,
Yeah.
like so how many times a day do you wipe shit? Like several. And like I said, the doctor talks about shit. Everything is about
Yeah.
shit when you
Yeah,
have a
but you
baby.
try
It's
to
like
hide it.
carrying around a Tupperware thing with shit in it. It's like this is the least weird thing I'm doing. Like,
I've got
but why?
I've got
I
a
mean-
clear vial of each of my kids' shit that I keep like as a keepsake.
or in case you need to like maybe clone them one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can clone them from shit.
No,
I don't think so.
And I made that up too. I don't have that.
But it would be funny. It would be funny to keep and threaten them with it. Be like, if you fucking keep being an asshole, I'm cloning you.
and killing
And
you.
yeah,
killing you.
cutting you out out of the
See
will.
this? I'm gonna take
Yeah.
this to the lab and get a clone
Yeah.
made.
It's nothing against you. I'm sure it's my fault as being a bad father, but next time I'm gonna get it right.
That's right.
So
Life is about second chances, and
Yeah.
you're about to be gone.
I caught a mosquito that had bit one of my kids and trapped it in like an amber like a
Jurassic Park style.
Yeah.
that's what I'm going for.
Throw
here.
in some
That's
tree,
what I'm going for
some
this
tree
joke.
sap got
So,
fossilized.
Real talk though. I similar situation with vasectomy. You have to, when you get a vasectomy, they tell you, hey, we want to test to make sure you're sterile.
Which, by the way, I'm in the market.
Oh,
I'm also in the market.
Oh, boys.
do you want to do it together, Levi?
Yeah.
At the same time?
Bro,
No,
se-
no,
bro-
no, we're not gonna high five. But what I wouldn't want to say is no, we're gonna hold hands. We're gonna hold hands while we do it. We're gonna be in the same room at the same time
dude. I want to be there.
in the stirrups. Yeah,
Can we
you
do
can
a
be with
podcast
us
live.
live from the thing.
Brosectomy.
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Brosectomy.
What's what I'm saying.
There we go. You get down there.
I will do a companion, a vasectomy companion.
Yeah, and you kind of, I might pass out if you like start talking too much about what they're doing.
I'll talk about it. It's ridiculous. Are you not going to let them put you out?
I don't want to be put out, but I'm afraid I'm going to freak the fuck
Why
out.
wouldn't you want to be put out?
I heard
Just
that.
be put out.
I heard that they'll put like a little screen up in front of it, so you can feel it, but you can't see.
Well, so
what's
listen, they told me, they were like, do you want to be put out? And I was like, I don't know. How bad is it? They were like, well, whatever. You can be local anesthetic, but if you got somebody to drive you home, why not just go out? And I was like, okay, sounds good to me.
So they put you out.
going on.
I thought they didn't put you out.
No, and I
can.
was told that I was talking the whole time.
They give you like a Valium or something, right?
No, it was something like, I don't remember anything from it, but I was talking apparently the whole time, but I was completely out. I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember a lick from it.
I just know when they put you out, like I don't know, it just fucks you up. And then I think I've been kind of against it because I watched like my grandparents when like they'd have to get surgery done or something. And I know it's different for older people, but it's like when they would go out, it's like they never would 100% come back.
Really?
You know, it's kind of like a little piece of, and I think
Yeah.
I think it's just because you're old and your mind's kind of like more fragile,
Maybe that's what happened
anyways.
to me.
But it's like, yeah, it's like
Might
they're
be.
never, and so something about that just kind of freaked me out.
Maybe
Like,
I'm never going to be the man I once was before that.
Well,
I got my
I called. I literally
can't have
called
babies
to
and
try
I
to
got
schedule.
put out.
I don't know if you got that far.
well, it's an insurance thing. I'm
Well,
waiting
me
to get,
too.
get going right
if,
now.
if I go right now, it's free. But the problem is they said
You've already
that,
made it
that I can
deductible.
get my consultation before the end of the year, but I don't know if I can get the procedure done before the end of the
Hustle
year.
that shit up, son.
well,
Take
that's the
fast
thing.
track.
I almost
Well,
need to
I
wait
asked them,
until
and they said most places I called, they said they couldn't get it done this
Did you
year.
call the one down in Charlotte Avenue, the Urology Associates? That's where I got it
Yes.
done at. They got like 60 doctors that can do it.
They said that they're the only place that could actually get it done this year.
Okay.
But man, that's in Nashville though. Traffic's so fucking shitty. And that's the thing. I don't want to keep doing these follow-up visits and
Well,
having
you
to
don't-
drive all the way
So
to
there's
Nashville.
two visits. That's what I was getting at. They want a sample, but they want specific loads. That's what's crazy about it. They're like, we want your
The 26th
15th
load.
ejaculation and your 25th ejaculation.
Like, well, I get that before I go home. I
But
can get
that's
you
the
that.
thing.
Well, I can get
You
you
have to
that here in
keep-
about 20
you have
minutes.
to keep a tally of 50 because it's not like it's like your third where you can just remember it. 15th and 25th, you got to keep a track of this.
Well, what,
So
what,
I
what,
had a dry
what
erase
if
board,
what if you
and
just
I would
like
put tally marks on
Doc, this one's the 26th, the 25th is in my wife, and I can't do anything about
it.
it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's not
You
have to
can't-
be specific. When they ask for it, you want to comply. And not only that, when you walk in there to hand a sample of your sperm, it's not like you have an appointment set up. You just walk up and the nurse that's at the front counter, you hand her this thing. So I reach into my jacket pocket and
and
pull
pull
out
out
and pull out a thing of semen. Like that's something a fucking homeless person would do and get arrested for. And I have to do this to a young nurse.
you're
like,
you're just
I-
handing women
well,
your cum.
well,
Here
yeah.
you go. Here's
Yeah.
you some.
This is like the equivalent of sending an unsolicited dick pic, kind of.
What's the facial expression you get from the?
I mean, they work at a urology.
He's probably
clinic.
like the 12th person to like
yeah.
hand him
Yeah,
cum that day.
but do they like the movie Road Trip? They went to like one of those clinics and
Well, that was different. That was
Yeah.
a little different.
That was a
It
sperm
was.
bank.
Sperm bank.
sperm
yeah.
bank. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah. So
But,
they go
but
for quantity.
no, the weirdest thing, I was kind of embarrassed because I was like, and I don't know why I have this thought. I have this thought that like women would be like
More impressive. If
they
it's
would
a
be
lot
more
or
impressed with like a
something.
lot of cum there. Like like a woman even gives a fuck. She probably would
So, like,
prefer you not have a lot of cum. 'cause there's
she's
not a
like
lot to deal
checking to
with.
make sure there's even any in there. She's like,
No.
she just gives you a look like, is this your best work? Is this
Yeah,
the best you could do?
But I remember kind of trying to do this with it to kind of get it up on the edges so it looked like there was more in there. Kind of shook it around before I walked in a little bit. Because I wanted to look like there was a higher quantity of cum on there.
Hello, Instagram.
Oh shit! I guarantee you that there is somebody who's going to listen to this and is like, I absolutely did that.
Dude, that was so what I was thinking. 'Cause I was like, man, now that all because when it first goes in there, you're like, yeah, it's a pretty decent load, but then it kind of settles to the middle, and you're like, it's kind of a tiny little load there.
Yeah.
I feel like you're having flashbacks from like your first grade teacher when like you hand something in. She's like, is this your
Oh,
best work?
Dude, I got
Is
humiliated.
this,
by
did you really do
kids.
the best you could do?
No, I had my handwriting was terrible. As you know, you have bad handwriting,
My
but
handwriting's still terrible.
But I had teachers that would try to like almost like humiliate it out of me in a weird way. Like I had a teacher that called me to the front of the room and had me write on the board. And I remember the whole class making fun of the way I wrote because I start at the wrong
At the
end of
bottom or
certain
something.
letters. I'll
Yeah.
start
Oh,
at the
that's
bottom.
fucked up. You're teaching me an
Yeah.
anti-bullying.
But you know what? Fuck them. I was proud. I owned that shit.
I was going to say my teacher called me out on it a lot, but not that bad. Not
Yeah. But I did get embarrassed about my handwriting. So I would try to like slide my papers under the stack. Like I would go up to turn it in. And if you lay it down and I would like pick up and slide it because I didn't want anybody to see it. And no, I had that shitty handwriting.
Oh, I did that too.
Yeah.
I absolutely did that. But I'm still that way. Like I still like if I get my wife a card, like I don't really want to write anything in it. Like because it's like I'm embarrassed of it.
Well, see, if you take your time, can you do better?
No, I honestly my sister's son, so my nephew is dyslexic, and she's done like a lot of like research on it because
it's actually called Lex Dixon. I hate that you said that.
that's offensive. But anyhow, no, I think I am like the
Really?
yeah, I think I definitely have like a small degree of it, just like not like a crippling, but I think that's where it comes from. Because there's other stuff other than handwriting.
I
It's
remember
being
you.
able-
I remember you reading when we played video games. You would read the first couple letters
And
and
mix 'em
guess at the rest of the word or something like that.
Well,
Like,
I'll just switch them up, and I'll do that with like numbers and
I do that talking sometimes. I don't know if it makes me dyslexic necessarily, but like for instance, like I went camping and you're like I went kenting or something like that, and you're
you
just
say that?
like,
Well,
yeah. Sometimes I catch
but
myself saying
the
weird
thing,
shit like that.
the thing that my
Maybe not that extreme, but something like that
Okay.
where the back end of the words
Yeah,
swap
yeah,
around.
Well-
Well, I'm just like, what the fuck did I just say? Like, why did I say that?
What my sister was telling me though is that mixing up stuff like that that's known as like you're dyslexic because you switch stuff up, but that's really like a very small like symptom of it. Is
Okay,
basically
right.
all it is. Like being dyslexic is like more than that. It basically just means one side of your brain is like basically running your whole brain. It's like the other side of your
Okay.
brain doesn't really do that
Takes
much
the
at all.
night off.
So yeah, the other like one side is trying to kind of do everything and it can't really do everything well.
Okay.
So the thing that she was talking about is it's not even as much like your handwriting, but it's trying to put your thoughts, like even just like drawing something like and it definitely resonated with me. Like if I want to draw this house,
Yeah.
like I could draw the rooms, but it wouldn't look like a house when I got done with it. It would be, so even though I'm familiar with this house, I could tell you everything about this house, where the
Mhm,
rooms are,
mhm.
the approximate layout of each room, but trying to take that out of my head and put it on paper would be extremely difficult. for me.
Really?
And so that's a big symptom of being
Okay.
like dyslexic, like trying to get that in. So and I don't know how we got like, this is like way off the rails.
No, but that's neat. I mean, I don't know anything about dyslexia.
well, and the thing is, she is like, it's not even like people in general don't know that much about it. It's
Yeah.
not really I don't know if you call it like a disease or a disorder or some or whatever condition,
Yeah.
whatever it would be. But there's really not that much about it. Like just even getting like getting her son getting special, not special ed, but like special whatever in school was kind of difficult.
Yeah, right.
because it's not really a thing yet. So they're trying to accommodate him, but there's not really like a procedure for
That
it.
poor boy.
Like if he had autism or something like that.
he was hit with all them allergies when he was young. Is he growing out of those allergies too?
Slightly, but he still has like a
Yeah,
lot. He's still, but the
But
thing,
he's
the thing about it
he's
is,
the coolest fucking kid, man. I see pictures of him on Instagram, videos of him dancing on Instagram.
oh yeah,
He's got moves, son.
oh yeah, he's
Move, son.
yeah, he
Moves.
ain't scared of anything.
Damn, son. Come on, Kyle.
There you go.
You got
it
moves,
out
son. Yeah.
there.
Anyways,
But yeah,
where were we at? Oh, we were talking about
We're-
you having shit in a
Yeah,
cup.
well, I was just thinking about that because I thought how stupid that was, but I thought of you when he said that. Which, by the way, when I hear about, because I know your experience and the countdown and all that stuff, I was talking to a guy at work,
Vasectomies, is that what you mean?
vasectomy and stuff like
Okay.
that. I don't know what I was saying there, but
countdown.
the countdown with all your
Count
vasectomy,
how many times
yeah,
you
like
come.
tallying it off,
Yeah.
how many times you got to come and stuff like that. And I was talking to a guy at work because I've been telling him about, like, I've been thinking about the process and going to get it done. And I said I always laugh because my brother-in-law was talking to a guy we used to work with about, what happens when you get to the point of ejaculation, and it like. Is that some bitch going to dry heave or
Oh,
what's going to happen?
No, dude,
you know?
that's exactly what so I didn't know anything about vasectomies. I knew no one that had a vasectomy. And I was asking a guy that we work with, I was like, man, and I was legitimate. I was like, in the future, I'll probably want one of these. Like, do you still have cum come out? Like, I had no clue.
Right, yeah.
I thought maybe you didn't. I,
and
said,
these are all valid questions.
I was picturing like
Like a dog getting fixed or
I was picturing like it just completely like dry heaving almost.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it doing the throbbing point from the orgasm, but nothing coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
that's what I kind of thought too.
And I asked
like,
him that because like at the time I was like, I need that cum. I need that cum to help me. I need that cum. That blast helps the situation, man. I need that to finish her sometimes, occasionally.
yeah,
So
well, yeah, how's she gonna know you're not faking it at that point?
well, I mean,
That's objective
whatever.
evidence there,
Whatever. But that was what my question was, and he said, "Nah, you still." And if you look into it, it's pretty gross because it's like, cum is mostly like this mucus that your body creates.
I don't know. The women didn't know this.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's pretty damn gross. The semen are actually like a small percentage of the actual ejaculant itself. So
Ugh.
What I think is what I think is
Gross.
great is interesting is that cum is a dietary supplement. It's like
Yeah.
like 1 ounce of cum is like minus like 1,000 calories.
yeah, which is interesting, and it's an appetite suppressant. And
Yeah,
everything like
it
that
is.
too.
It's like if you're like trying to lose weight, it's like really good for you.
It's good.
No, what are you laughing about, Levi?
You said you were on a diet a little,
This is
or trying to like
100% serious.
Is this how you lost all your weight?
This is,
Chad?
you're trying to share.
yeah.
We're saying that part.
Absolutely.
I'll cut that part
I
out for
know.
any ladies that might be listening.
Jesus,
They're-
Levi, you're fucking up the system.
God
here.
damn, you're fucking up the system here. I read an article about that. There was like an article in a men's magazine that said that. There was just simply that same thing you just did. It was
Yeah,
like a
that's
Maxim
where
article or
it come
something.
from.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the whole thing was like cut this out and hang it up, and it was like things like that. It was like health facts, and it was like hang this up. So yeah,
Oh shit, man, that's awesome.
That's hilarious. Hey, that same guy that I asked that question to, I don't know if you remember this. You're talking about like
Yeah.
tallying up ejaculants. That guy used to he would tell you at the end of the year all kinds of stupid stats.
Oh, the penny thing.
Yeah, he would
Yeah.
put a penny in like a jar or something every time he and his wife had sex, and he would tell you how many times he had sex at the end of the year.
Yeah, count up them pennies and find out.
yeah.
Like I'd be embarrassed.
What can
'cause,
we
like,
buy with 17 cents?
I was like, you got like you almost got $1. You could probably almost get the Dollar Tree and get something here, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it because then it would just make it about filling the jar up.
Because if you had sex every single day, just one time a day,
$3
Yeah,
and 65 cents or
yeah.
$3.64.
yeah, that's not
Yeah.
that impressive.
Nah,
Like,
yeah, and that's not even gonna like fill up that much of a jar.
yeah, but he would like tell you at the end of the year, I had yeah, boys, I had 300 sex 300 times last year. Like,
Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like you tell him like with you ask him like with his wife. Or?
Yeah, y'all tell me how to throw
Yeah.
a penny in there for every time his wife got there.
Oh, there you go.
Alright. I got 3 pennies in there, boys.
Yeah, I can never let somebody get away with bragging about anything.
Yeah, I know.
I have to burn
hate
them
it
in
when they
some
do it.
way.
Yeah, I got to think of something to get
I
them
follow
down
on
to earth.
I follow on Reddit. There's a subreddit called I Had Sex, and it's all about. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
seen this?
I've seen that. There's several of them. There's I'm very smart is a good one.
Okay.
What is it? Or I have. It's not. I had sex. Is it? Or
Some,
I have
some along those
sex. Or,
lines, but it's
and there's
people,
I'm very badass is another one.
people will screenshot like people bragging on social media or something about having sex, and you know how people will do. Like it'll be a subtle brag. Like there was a guy that was like, "Man, I got to quit dating these strippers. These,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that kind of shit.
and that'll be a
Like
cut out. It's pretty hilarious.
like
though.
yeah, staying home tonight and my dick's sore. That kind of that kind of shit. Yeah.
Put ice on it.
Yeah, it's like
Too
yeah, I
much
gotta.
sex there lately.
I had yeah. But everybody wants to have a threesome until they have one, and I'm telling you, it'll fuck you up. Like
Yeah,
that's like the Facebook post or something like that. And you're-
Yeah,
But yeah, there's like the badass one, and there's the very smart one.
that's fun.
Very smart one's pretty
I gotta
cringy.
look at that one. That one's
Very
awesome.
Yeah, it's all that like everybody wants to just have sex and go out drinking, and I just want somebody to sit at home with and talk about thermodynamics and
Me too.
Yeah, and
I
all,
feel
it's
that way.
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I just want to talk about thermodynamics too.
Yeah, and a lot, especially when they post like. I was the only one in my class that was able to tell the professor that he was wrong about what he put on the board and like shit like that.
Ooh, that's like a Goodwill Hunting scenario here.
Yeah, but it's like, but their class is like pre-calculus or some bullshit like. So
Okay.
it's like, oh well, okay,
Good little pre-calc.
Freak out.
yeah.
Hey, did y'all? And this is going to be a random question, but did you guys happen to watch Taylor Swift's Tiny Desk performance?
I
No,
didn't.
She was on
Um,
NPR.
She did Tiny Desk.
Really?
And I'll just tell you, I had preconceived notions about how I'd fit. Now, I knew I liked early Taylor Swift. I loved
Right.
Tim McGraw, and I loved the song Tim McGraw. When I think Tim McGraw, and I loved Teardrops on My Guitar and things like that. But I thought lately she's gone kind of bubblegum a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, this Tiny Desk performance will make you
On
respect.
purpose though. It's not like she was just
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm not hating on her.
like she
Do
changed.
your thing.
she
but,
definitely was like, fuck it, I'm changing.
But I thought it wasn't for me. Is the only thing. But
It's for
dude,
sales or something like that.
listening to her Tiny Desk performance and even doing some recent songs, and she talks about the meaning behind them, then she cuts into them just an acoustic guitar and her. Fuck, dude. I
Talent-
get why she's
talented,
so famous. She's
yeah.
talented, dude. The lyrics are on point. Her performance is on point, and she's charming, like
Yeah.
interacting with the audience and everything. Fuck, dude, she's a star. No,
Yeah.
no doubt in my mind. I give her all props.
Well, like
All props.
Like the other day we were talking about like recognizable like pop stars like
Yeah.
Beyonce and all that stuff. Or whatever. Like Taylor Swift's like the person I think of for this generation is kind
Yeah.
of that megastar kind of person.
Yeah, she's a
She
megastar.
seems more megastar than anybody that we had. I don't, because she seems
Yeah.
to be like the
She's bigger
one
than Britney. She's
person.
bigger than Christina Aguilera.
Yeah,
She's bigger than all that.
I don't remember anybody being like that hard into really anybody.
No, me neither.
Not a single person. I mean,
Yeah.
you had the boy bands that a lot of like girls
NSYNC,
were about.
and
Yeah,
but
Backstreet Boys
That would be
huge.
like the closest thing.
Yeah. I don't. That's a really good point. I don't think there's like a singular like artist that people are just like, this is the
But
person.
I'm looking at it at a vantage point of an old man. To people that are that age, she might just be like, the whatever,
Now-
the TRL number
Now,
one. Or,
if you're
could
just
be.
talking about like from a vocal standpoint from the generation, like I don't know if anybody can even touch Adele as far as her talent.
I
She's
don't know
great,
that
for
she would be
sure.
hard to touch.
I mean,
It would be
she a
somebody like
different
Mariah
stratosphere
Carey or
Mariah. That's a good example.
some like there's
I
not
think
that many people
Adele's
that's got the
I think
vocal talent.
I think Adele's got a better range than Mariah Carey.
Oh, I
yeah,
do. I do.
absolutely.
I agree
Yeah.
too. I think Adele is more talented. Than,
But like Whitney Houston is the
Yeah,
level you're
yeah,
at with
somebody
Adele.
like
right.
that.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about like that top.
I'd say
stratosphere.
Adele's got
But-
better range than Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston's got
Yeah.
a extremely powerful voice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I don't know.
Adele's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. by
Absolutely,
far.
yeah.
I mean, any generation, even going like as far back as whenever. I mean, I like her talent is
can't handle that.
outrageous.
I think what helps Adele too, just popularity wise, is that she writes her own music, and they're fucking. It's rock music.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
it's not rock, but I mean it's
but
a
her lyrics are powerful too,
dude. Yeah, and I mean she's just throwing it down, and it has this rhythm with it
She-
while she's doing it. And like
She's much younger than I thought she was too, because like her
Really?
albums are her
Uh-huh.
age, which I was just like, really?
Oh, yeah.
she's a lot
right.
younger than she looks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
She-
that's the point.
You get a little weight on you though, it'll do that. Like sometimes you get a little,
Yeah, that's
little
true.
bit thicker.
Did
and
you
it
see
makes it
that
look a
she's
little-
lost weight?
really?
And people were shit talking her on like Twitter and stuff, saying that
Really?
yeah, they
Why
were
would
saying
you shit talk anybody for
they were
losing
saying
weight?
that
or for gaining weight for that
they were
matter. I
saying
mean,
that
that's their own business.
they were saying that like whatever skinny culture has got into her brain and forced her to lose weight, and then like the people were retweeting like, yeah, so you're saying they bullied her into being healthy?
Oh,
Yeah, it sounds
man.
terrible.
Yeah.
Or how about she's on tour, barely has time to like eat a meal to herself.
Well,
or
there's
something
these
like
people
you know?
that you know these people that are like
Just
people's
trolls.
natural
Yeah.
body weight is fat. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
your natural. No, it's not. That's no one's weight.
Yeah.
It's no one's natural weight is fat. You're fucking eating too much.
I do think some people have a
You're eating
higher
shitty food.
metabolism though than others.
Oh,
I think
for
some
sure.
folks don't
Right.
have to try as hard.
My metabolism
Oh.
has slowed way the fuck.
Well, as
down.
you get older, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
For sure that'll happen. Yeah. I very when I passed up all the the men in my side of the family, like my uncles and my grandfather and
Yeah.
everybody and my dad, but everybody used to weigh. And Levi, when you came
yeah,
into the
I
family,
did too.
we'd all get on the scale when we'd all get together, which is the weirdest thing ever.
They did that at my family's house too.
It's
It's just something about you start talking about. What do you weigh? Oh, I don't know. I
Let's
think I
talk-
weigh that. What do you weigh? Let's all go weigh.
I know. And I remember I passed up everybody and rarely have I ever dipped below being the heaviest one in my family of all the men.
Oh, dude.
And I'm not like crazy heavy, but I'm just a little bit heavier than all of them. They're just
since I've grown like to my normal height. I've easily took like 50-pound swings one way or the other because
Yeah.
I was definitely down in the 160s at a time, and I know I was like pushing 220 at a time
Okay.
too. Like I've been all over the board.
That's crazy. What's the most you ever weighed?
Right now, or well, not
No, you
well, not
lost
right
weight.
now.
Yeah.
I have lost weight recently, but the last podcast probably the heaviest. Like 205 is the heaviest I've gotten.
205.
The heaviest I've gotten.
That's where I'm at like right now.
But I mean, I'm shorter than you too.
Okay.
But I mean, it's swung a lot. So like in high school, I was probably walking around like a buck 55, buck 60 most of
Okay.
the time. And then out of high school, like when I was at first job or whatever, most of the time I was walking around 170, 175. That's my ideal weight.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been well above that. But post Crohn's, surgery and everything like that, the extra weight I don't necessarily mind, but just from a morality standpoint, like being a little bit
Yeah.
heavier is, when you
You got more
get
power,
out,
son. If you have to punch somebody.
when you get out of a medium and you jump up to a large, and then you start pushing the extra large
Yeah.
for shirts, you're just kind of like,
It's hard to really know like your maximum weight because you hit a certain weight and you're like, I don't really want to weigh myself anymore.
Yeah. Oh no, that's kind of where I was
You
at.
can kind of be anywhere at that point. Like I don't.
And it's
think
not
I'll
that
go
it's a
that
bad, and the weight's just a number. It's just how you feel in general that really kind of
Right.
where clothes start to kind of fit a little bit different. You're like, man, shit, this I used to look good in this shirt. Now this don't feel quite as right. You know, More of that.
240 was the most I ever weighed, and that was
Which
that was rough,
it's crazy to me when I look at the pictures of when you were at your heaviest versus how I perceived it in the real time.
you didn't
I
see me as that
didn't
heavy?
see you as that heavy. Like
Yeah.
never saw you.
Well, it
that
was
heavy.
Yeah, I
short
didn't
lived when
think
I
about
hit that 240. It was short lived because I was gaining.
My wedding pictures,
Yeah,
you were on up there.
Yeah, I was. That was close to the time when I was
Yeah.
the heaviest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I was like, fuck.
Because most people
this.
now, if they didn't know you back then,
Yeah.
they seem surprised that like you were that big back then.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is crazy to even think about you because it was a very short spell that you were heavy at.
Yeah.
That or at least that heavy. And
I went from that to 185, which is a lot
You
lighter
dropped
than I
down
am
quite a bit,
now.
yeah.
And then I kind of settled it. Like I'll fluctuate between 190 and 210. In that range is the fluctuation I do now.
What you kind of feel for your height, like 190 is kind of like
that's
like
an ideal spot.
an ideal spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ideal spot.
175 is what I'd like to get back down to, and I just haven't.
You can do it, son.
I can. It's just for me, it's more about the diet and then being more physically active. I mean, when you have little kids, it's
Yeah,
hard to-
I feel the best when I'm about 180.
180.
yeah.
Somewhere in
180 is a
that-
good weight. Like
somewhere in that.
even when I
area.
was around 185, I felt like pretty.
Yeah,
solid
even
that
even 185. But I know whenever I was down like less than that, when I was in the like, I just wasn't eating enough. I wasn't
Yeah.
getting enough. That was too light for me.
I think when I was working out pretty regular for like a 6-month spell there, like 185 was like a good
Yeah.
solid weight, and I felt really good at that weight.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends on how active you're being at that time. So yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, what you got over there in that notebook, TJ? I keep looking over at it.
One
but-
thing I had was
I can't take. That's why it's good that you don't have it in a bucket over here.
I know he'd be
Leave
pulling them out
be
left
through
and right.
that bucket.
Yeah,
It's all good. I was going to ask what y'all thought about tomorrow night. Fucking
Nate Diaz.
Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal.
So is the fight still on, or is he got, or
No, it's
what's
on.
happened with that?
It's on. So they had an irregular reading in Nate Diaz one of his tests,
Right.
and he was like, "Fuck that! I am absolutely not cheating." And you can look at him and tell he's not like juicing
Right.
or anything, but he was like,
It was weed.
"I'm not going."
He didn't smoke it, but he was just around too many people that
Well,
were.
he smokes it. It's okay. It's okay to smoke it now, and even outside of competition.
in UFC?
Yeah, you can't smoke.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You got to stop like a day before or something now. But it's like,
They don't want you in the ring.
yeah, they don't want you high in the ring
And
essentially.
that's fair enough because that could
Yeah,
definitely give you an advantage.
but now you can smoke it all the way up too, and CBD and everything. But yeah, he had something else irregular, and he was like, "Fuck that! I'm not even going to New York." He's like, I don't want anybody to think I'm cheating. So he said, if it means I miss this fight and we do it 2 months later after whatever crap is
Right.
in my system gets out of my system, then we'll fight then. I don't want my legacy being tarnished and somebody saying I cheated. So what they did is they saw it. They told him in private it wasn't going to be made news, and he fucking leaked it. He was like, "I'm telling everybody this shit. I don't want anybody to think that." And he said, "I ain't fighting until y'all clear my name and apologize." And they did that shit within 36 hours, the fastest they ever worked for anybody.
Wow.
damn.
And
Because I was thinking the fight was off. I didn't realize that it was back on. until
no,
you
and
said that.
and so they're fighting tomorrow night. They weighed in, they made weight, and then the undercard is Kelvin Gastelum and fighting Darren Till, which is a damn good
that's a
fight.
nice fight. Yeah.
You got fucking like, I mean, the card is a good ass card.
Dude, how are we not watching this?
Let's
And
watch it. Let's figure it out. Let's watch it.
I don't. I'll try.
You
It's like
got-
a- that's
you
like
got
a
stuff
bu- I
going
got-
on, don't you?
I got shit to do, but I might be able. to
That's
make
like a
it, though.
Buffalo Wild Wings kind of thing.
Well, it's
Which when's the last time we did that, boys? I mean, that's been a hot minute.
because it fucking sucks. We'll go to somebody's house.
yeah,
figure it
around
out.
here.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out afterwards. But
Yeah.
I get so my feelings about fights like this they're so big like this is I get nervous because I like both guys and anything can happen and I don't want to see either one of them lose. But I think Nate,
Diaz.
I think
is who I'm
Nate
pulling
is
for.
better than Masvidal, but Masvidal is on a tear. Like he is in a different place than he used to be back in the day.
Right.
Like he's in a different zone. And I'm not just talking about because he knocked out Ben Askren because that was like it was a good deal, but I mean that was
Yeah, it's
kind of
kinda
a fluke that
fluky,
somebody went out
yeah.
like that.
But
I'm just talking about he's better than he's ever been even before that.
both these guys kind of like kind of thuggish kind of guys by
Oh
nature.
yeah, they've both
but-
been fighting since the early 2000s. Masvidal was on those Kimbo Slice backyard
Right,
videos. He was,
really?
yeah, he was fighting in the backyard on the undercard of Kimbo Slice on those videos,
Wow.
and he's still fighting. And Diaz, we know how long he's been going. At
Right.
it. They're fucking gangsters, man.
Diaz does Nate Diaz. He does always surprise me at like how good he still is. Like he should be winding down.
But he's getting better.
He doesn't seem to be. He doesn't seem to be
I
winding
think
down.
it's the way he
close.
spaces out his fights because his fights don't seem like they're as lumped together as
Well,
some of these.
He
other
took
people.
a 3-year
But
break.
I
after
remember
last
that.
Out,
but even when he was like super active, it seemed like there was a good break in between the fights.
yeah, I don't know. Normally you have ring rust, but he didn't. So I'm excited about that. The whole undercard is good too. I think it's. Derek Lewis is on this card fighting. You've got. Man, I'm blanking right now, but there's a lot. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is fighting on this card.
Oh, there you go.
There's a lot of good fighters on here.
Huh.
It's a good card. It's the 500th UFC event. That's why they're really stacking it like this.
I need to.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I've been kind of out
It's
of
244, but it's the 500 like total events.
Well, yeah, because they're doing one like every fucking weekend now.
Yeah.
I've been more out of loop on MMA than I used to be. Because like the other day I pulled up SureDog again, which has been forever since I even visited that website. I was just like, "What's the name of that fucking?" And then finally remembered it, and then went there and just kind of looked at the
the rankings, and
pound for pound rankings, and then looked at everything else, and it was like, man, the names. I was just like, I have no fucking clue who that person is.
Yeah.
But
it can run away from me quick if you don't know. But anyways, it's a good weekend for that.
It's been this year's been different for me because as you guys know, this is the first year that I've not done fantasy football in a while, and I've been kind of watching football off and on. I've actually been watching soccer more than I have anything else.
God,
I've been Liverpool.
Sounds terrible.
Liverpool.
Kidding.
Liverpool is my team for sure for soccer, but I watch
You mean the Nashville
English Premier
football
League.
club is not your game?
the MLS or what are we
Yeah,
talking about?
MLS. Nashville's got
No,
a team now.
fuck that.
You ain't watching Nashville?
No.
All right.
I mean, I'll go see it once they, get some. But the MLS in general is a joke in comparison to like international soccer because like international soccer players go play. The best soccer players in the world go play either in the English Premier League or La Liga, which is the Spanish league, where you have like Lionel Messi and all these other like big name soccer players. Which I'm saying to you guys, and you're like,
I've heard of Messi.
Messi's pretty
Yeah, I've heard of
recognizable.
Messi.
But overall, that's where the best talent is by far.
MLS used to be good though. They had like DC United had Marco Echeverri and all that, and Eddie Pope and all those people.
Yeah, but those guys wouldn't even make it onto the roster for English Premier League.
For real?
Yeah, that's
God
Christian Pulisic is the number one U.S. soccer player, and he plays for Chelsea, which is one of the top 6 teams in the English Premier League. And he actually scored 3 goals for or a hat trick for Chelsea last weekend. So like
Dang.
he's the first like American player that's really making a name for himself. A lot of people hear Landon Donovan. You hear that?
Yeah.
Hear that name? That kind of
Donovan played on the U.S. team for years.
And then, but you wouldn't even. And he played over in the Premier League, but not a ton. And then, do you know who Clinton Dempsey is?
Heard the name, black guy, right?
No, white guy.
Oh shit, no, I don't know who he is.
He was the first guy to actually.
I'm going to
ever
take this
have
opportunity to take a leak because I'm not offering anything. Into
Anything to
this
that
conversation.
You know any soccer add-ons?
I don't know.
Who's your favorite soccer player?
I don't know dick about soccer.
I couldn't even name Mia Hamm.
Mia
That's the
Hamm.
only one I know.
Yeah,
She was the good one. She was
Who's that one that those nudes leaked of? Hope Solo.
Yeah, on the now national team, but she
But
didn't
those- yeah.
she didn't even participate in the last World Cup.
She was
because
abusing her husband, wasn't she? Domestic assault on her.
apparently a
or
lot
her boyfriend or
of, a lot of
husband or
weird
something.
stuff going on with her in general. So,
I saw those nudes.
scary.
A lot of loose skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but reminded me of a Arby's roast beef sandwich. I ain't gonna lie.
Ugh.
It's all right though. Hey,
Yeah.
you're born with what you're born with. You know, she was an athlete. Whatever, do your
Well,
thing, girl.
I don't know. I just needed a break from fantasy football, and even before this podcast, like just the drama associated with it and stuff like that, with
Yeah.
people not setting their lineups and all this other kind of stuff. It's just
It's a lot of stress.
it's not worth it. Like it takes away from the game. So like when I watch the football, like I'm just enjoying it for the purity of the sport,
Right.
and there's so much.
Did you
more to
watch the
enjoy
World
from it.
Series at all?
I watched Game 7. I did
Okay.
watch the last game, but baseball's been one of those games that I've just like watching it. I love playing baseball,
Right.
but watching it has just never been fun for me. Now, when World Series and playoffs happen, it is more enticing to watch. But it's the same thing with like hockey or the
Yeah.
NBA.
Yeah.
The NBA,
We can't, in my opinion, you can't follow everything.
right.
There's
Well,
only so much resources you have time wise.
well, the baseball, and now I may be speaking incorrectly, but I think there's 182 games
There's a ton.
that happens during the regular season. And they happen during the middle of the fucking day. Like nobody can even watch them. Then
It's fun going to a game though. I tell you,
for sure.
It is
for
fun
sure.
doing that.
It's a good social
I went to a
event.
real tiny league in Evansville, Indiana, and had a blast, man. Got tall beers, hung out with some dudes,
Yeah. Well,
some customers.
I was gonna say like me, you, and Chad could go to a baseball game, and not give two shits about what's actually
Yeah.
happening on the field,
And have
and
a
have
blast.
an absolute awesome time doing it. But all that aside, like the regular season is so long for those sports like baseball, hockey, basketball. Hockey and basketball are 82 games in a regular season.
Yeah.
I mean that's way too many fucking games. Like when it's football, it's 16 games, and every game matters because
Yeah,
there's so few
yeah.
of them. So I mean, like every game has a lot of impact. So it's a lot easier to watch that. And then like fighting, like UFC or whatever, every game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every fight that they have is, if you lose, it sets you back so far to
Right.
getting back to that title shot. You got to work your way back up the ladder.
You're
to get
saying when
there.
there's 180 something games, everyone
it
means
just
a lot less.
it just dilutes it so much that it's hard to really watch until it gets serious, and that's
Yeah.
why I only watch hockey or basketball until it gets to the
I think there's
playoffs.
room for sports like that though, for people that just like sports because it's just something that's kind of always on.
yeah.
But baseball is not that way for me. I'd rather flip on and watch fucking Wimbledon tennis than watch baseball.
I get why people
Fair
like it though, because I don't. People that I know that watch baseball, they don't watch baseball like you watch football.
Right.
It's something that's just kind of like its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
You
like
know,
that's
they watch
NASCAR, too.
it,
Yeah,
and
NASCAR's kind of like that.
I've been to 2 NASCAR races live, and it is fucking amazing.
Really?
And
It
I
is.
cannot
It
stand
is.
to watch it on TV.
It is on TV.
Really?
It's blister. So I've been.
Something about seeing it live is fucking great, man.
So you've been to 2, you said?
Yeah, I've been
Did
to
you go to
Daytona
Talladega?
and Talladega.
So I've been to Talladega twice, and I've been to Atlanta twice. I've been to 4
Dang,
races.
y'all some fucking NASCAR
Well,
junkies over here.
matter of fact,
Dude, I didn't even have
now-
I didn't even have a driver I was pulling for. Like I could not care fucking less. It was just cool as shit to watch the cars go.
yeah.
They're amazingly fast.
I almost saw like my first like female frontal nudity at a NASCAR race. Someone
Yeah,
flashing out
that's gonna
Talladega.
happen.
Almost saw it. You
Almost.
didn't know.
My mom was like, "No, boys, don't look."
She
And
didn't want you to see titties. She said, "I'm the only titties
Well,
you'll see,
we were like
boys."
8 or maybe 12. I don't know. I can't remember.
About
Somewhere
time
in
to
that
see your
range.
first titties.
But
About that time.
but the thing
Too
that-
bad it wasn't just you and your dad. He wouldn't stop you.
No, my dad was too busy looking when my mom was trying to.
He
"Don't
said,
look, boys."
Thanks for taking one for the team, boys."
But it is in person. It is a lot more intense than it is watching on TV.
What I thought was interesting
The
about
wrecks,
about
the wrecks
the,
are fucking crazy, dude.
the fans at the races though is how they can be completely like 4 different drivers and be shit talking each other, but nobody's really mad.
No,
Like they're all having a good time, but they're straight up shit talking the other person's driver, telling them how much they suck, this or that, and
right.
dude, crap. When we were going to Talladega, it's so far. Like you have to
It's
park,
an-
and you have to ride like a train.
Now, I've been to Talladega twice, but it's in Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and they got this little like a bus, or not a bus, but like a, I don't know what you call it. It's like an open frame thing where there's like wagons, but there's like seats in it.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know what you're talking about. I don't know how to
Like so everybody
characterize that, but
piles
yeah.
in, but anyhow, so you go by, but then you go by like the campground, and there was these dudes that were happy as fuck. They were just, they lived for this tram to come by,
Right.
and they had this cardboard cutout of what's like the
Dale
most
Jr.
famous?
Dale Jr.
The other one, DuPont.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
they had
that's my
Jeff
parents
Gordon.
all the way.
They had Jeff Gordon, but they had a dress on him. On the cardboard cutout, and then as we come by, they start laughing. They pull the dress up, and there's a big dildo hanging on his crotch, and they're like flapping it, like while they're doing it. It is cracking everybody out. And like
Oh
Nope.
man.
nobody's mad. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's like for your shit talking Jeff Gordon, like they would be if like you did some shit like that to like University of Alabama, or like people would get fucking mad. you know?
Yeah.
Like everybody's just having like a good time. Like they're just like the funniest group of people. And then you get in the bathroom, people would just start shit talking each other's drivers, but everybody just be laughing while they're doing
Right.
it.
Well, and to me, like, there's less shit talk about that or about drivers because I mean, they all pretty much have the same skill set. They're all the same position. Like when you're talking about football and like quarterbacks versus running backs and other stuff, there's so much difference between positions and teams and stuff like that.
Right.
But college fans, like, and your wife's one of them or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like the amount of passion,
Get on your
the
mic there,
amount
bro.
of passion that people have for the sport of college football is astounding to me. And the fact that most of these people have never even been to this fucking school and have such love for the sport is crazy to me. Like I don't understand it.
Yeah, I can't
Like-
comment too hard on
As
this.
much as you guys could, I know you got to protect your marriage, but the but as much as you guys know that I've loved football in the past and stuff like that, like the way that people get behind college colors, college coaches and teams, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
I think it's
fucking
just it's like
stupid.
that identity,
Yeah.
like kind of side of it. Like I'm
Right.
on this team, but then I
And
think there's a side of it that's good because I think this is what we're sports. I think is good because that's what we're doing now instead of actually killing each other and fighting each other, right?
right.
So instead of be like, your team fucking sucks, and and then you're like, well, your guy fucked my guy over, and so we're
Yeah.
not actually killing each other. But then it gets to a point where like people get like seriously mad and like seriously hurt, and
Right.
so
Well-
like I think there's a time where it's taking too far. But
And it's I don't know. People get butthurt about a bunch of different stuff, and no disrespect to your wife whatsoever. Like that kind of passion behind like a fandom is
Well-
admirable in some fashion because I wish that like watching the Titans. The Titans have been
Mm-hmm.
like hot dog shit certain years and stuff like that, and you just want to like man, why am I watching this? I'm wasting my time. We should be like this other team, like the Patriots or someone who's like good on a perennial basis. But
Well-
either way,
my wife is a good example of what I'm talking about, though. I mean,
Right.
she loves the shit talk. She loves it. I mean, even I mean, she's a huge Alabama fan, but even back when they sucked, she loved like just shit talking people about it, people she works with about it. Like she loves that whole side of it. She's just kind of a competitive
Right.
person, and she
Right.
just enjoys that half of it. But I've never seen her like mad or upset or anything like that.
Entire.
which is good.
No.
Which is good because there's a lot.
The-
of
the only
Alabama
time I've
fans that
ever
are the
seen her-
opposite.
I've ever seen her get mad, and I wasn't there, so I don't know what they said, but they just seem to be like super just straight disrespectful to her as a person
Right.
for being and I understand
I'll kill
that.
those
Well, I
motherfuckers.
understand. Yeah, I'll kill them.
I can tolerate the people being super passionate, but when they get butthurt about some really stupid stuff about them losing, like I can't believe it. And they're used to winning all the time. Like an Alabama fan, they win everything. So like a Patriots fan, like they lose a game like maybe 2 or 3 games a year, and then all of a sudden they were just like, man, Brady's starting to.
You're talking about that guy that comes in on Monday one weekend and says, "Yeah, we won. We pulled that one out," and then the next Monday they're like, "Yeah, they lost. I don't know what happened to them there."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
exactly,
part of it
exactly.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah.
don't know what they did. I was,
That's funny, man.
it's ridiculous.
I,
But
I do remember. I normally think like you too on this stuff, but I do remember when Peyton Manning was playing in a Fiesta Bowl in the Vols, and we live hours away from Knoxville. I had never gone to college there, but it says Tennessee in the title, and Peyton Manning was there.
I remember
And
watching
I
that.
had
I was
pride.
excited too.
Yeah, and
I was the same way.
I had my mom make chili, and you came over to my house and watched it with me.
That's right. That's where I watched
Yeah,
it.
We watched Peyton
You're
Manning in
absolutely
the Fiesta
right.
Bowl, man. and
You're absolutely right.
I didn't even watch college football, but I was fired up about that. 'Cause
There's
Our
a
team.
it's
I'm pretty
Tennessee,
sure I
yeah.
didn't know who Peyton Manning was before that game.
It was fun, wasn't
That's how little I knew about football.
But I was listening to the radio this morning. They were talking about people who, at professional athletes who get paid millions and millions of dollars. Like they were talking about Baker Mayfield with the Cleveland Browns or whatever, and he got so mad at a reporter that he just stormed off from the interview, whatever. Like you're literally getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and you had a bad game or whatever. Don't throw a bitch fit and just walk out. Hey, I sucked tonight.
it? Yeah,
That was it. I gotta be better. I'll be better next game.
that's what I have to do at my job.
Move on to the next one. When you act like a little bitch and you storm off and stuff, you're losing respect for me immediately.
I seen Baker at the airport when it was just one reporter following him when he was still in college.
Well, and I like the shit out of this dude. Like he's got a lot of fire that I wish that the Titans quarterback Mariota had, which is like when you fuck up, or when your receivers drop a ball that you place perfectly instead of the fucking hands and they drop it, you ought to go get in their shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You make me look bad. Catch that fucking ball. And
I think good quarterbacks do that.
Instead, he's
I
just
probably wouldn't be like that though. I'd probably be like, man, that's all right. You'll get it next time.
well, and he just held his head down like whatever.
Oh, well,
Which,
I
I
think
mean, to
there's-
a certain extent, like hey,
You get it
it-
next time, bro.
but it's only if the receiver is like receptive to it. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, that's on me. I'll get you next time. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
yeah.
There's different ways to lead, and some people need you to talk to them in different ways.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, what do y'all think about LeBron and the Hong Kong thing?
Yes.
I don't follow any like political stuff, but I have been so heavy on this Hong Kong stuff.
Really?
Like, since all this is happening.
him and Steve Kerr are such bitches about the
Do
whole
you
thing.
know,
Dude.
like,
Yeah, the fact that LeBron made those comments saying that that the people supporting Hong Kong
Like-
were being
well, hold on,
irresponsible.
just to catch up, like in case anybody
Anybody has
listening
not heard it,
is
yeah.
not sure what's going on. Of course, there's been this major protest in Hong Kong right
Yeah.
now against China for reasons we're not going to get into. But basically, it's fucked up. Hong Kong is basically China is basically trying to absorb Hong Kong and enforce
And make
their
them communist.
fucking bullshit on them. And Hong Kong's just not fucking having it, which is great. But it just so happens a few weeks ago, South Park did that thing about because see all the media. There's a lot
Gotta
of
love
media
South
that
Park.
makes a fuck ton of money off being allowed into Hong Kong, and the NBA is one of them.
right.
Yeah.
And Blizzard Entertainment is another one that come under a lot of fire. So they're not like down with it because if you say something wrong, Hong Kong or China, I keep getting the fucking name wrong. China will just fucking cut you out. Like
crazy.
they don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Like it doesn't matter to them at all that their people doesn't get to see your stuff.
Yeah.
But these companies are losing like billions of dollars over there. So yeah, like South Park, the creators, they made that whole episode about it.
Trey Stone and Matt Parker.
Yeah, and then Hong Kong, after they made it, making fun of China. I keep saying it wrong again. China completely erased South Park from existence.
Holy smokes.
Really?
They deleted them from the fucking internet. If you go into China right now and get on their internet, it is like South Park never happened, never existed. If somebody says I watched South Park, they could never prove that they watched anything.
Can you get a VPN if you're there and still see stuff like this, or is it?
I'm not exactly sure how how it works. I think they have their own. My understanding of it is it works like their internet works like a bay, whereas the internet's the ocean. They have
Yeah.
a bay and like it's filtered at like
Okay.
the choke point
Coming in there.
Yeah, and they let in what they want to let in.
You would
and-
have to go through a separate. You'd have to circumnavigate the
Right.
the filter.
Right, you'd have to get in on the outside of it, and then I could have to take time to pull it up. But Trey Parker wrote this apology to China that was fucking hilarious. It's the most passive. Have you seen this, Levi?
No, I have not.
Okay, hold on. You tell this. I'm gonna look it up because it's so funny. It's so funny. I need to look it up just to read it to you.
But
Tell about the LeBron part.
well, there's a feud though with like LeBron and like Donald Trump and Steve Kerr and all them.
So
going
what
on.
happened was one of the NBA executives made a tweet supporting the people of Hong Kong, anti-China, and LeBron James is financially vested in the success of the overall NBA. The
Right.
NBA has a huge market share in the Chinese market.
Right.
So he made a comment saying that those comments were irresponsible, and there was two ways of looking at it. Most people decided that LeBron James cared more about his own financial incentives than he
hold
did
on,
about.
Did you tell about the person they're talking about? What he said to begin with?
I don't know what he said. No,
What he tweeted out in just support of Hong Kong.
that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
I said
I
that.
wasn't listening, so
Yeah.
I was trying to find
So
this.
so some people said LeBron was looking out for his own financial interests. He claims that he was looking out for the safety of the
Well,
people,
but-
the players that were actually in China at the
But
time.
who was the guy before LeBron though? There was somebody somebody that's apparently like super
Ye-
politically active
Yeah.
that was saying this guy needed to shut the fuck up about stuff.
Oh,
there was,
really?
there was
Okay.
another
Well,
person
Steve Kerr was another one.
who was saying that
He-
this
he-
guy
he-
shouldn't have tweeted this out.
He's the
Yeah,
coach
okay.
of the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
But this guy's like super politically active and like everything else. But then suddenly he's like, no, like he doesn't know what he's talking about. We
Oh,
should
okay.
basically doing what LeBron did
Okay.
first.
Okay.
And then LeBron kind of echoed it.
Yeah. but China like didn't play the. I don't know if they're playing them now, but they didn't play the preseason games of the NBA in China at all.
Right, because
Really?
China cut off the Golden State Warriors, which was the right. Is that I got the team right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Because of
Where are they at? Where's
Golden.
Golden State Warriors?
Oh, I know.
What state are they
California,
in?
Golden State's California.
Okay, but I know they're the most popular in China because of Yao Ming, right?
Well, Yao Ming used
Played
to
for
play
that team?
the-
No,
no,
he
he's played for the Rockets,
Houston
right?
Rockets, yes.
Yeah,
correct.
Houston Rockets.
Okay, well, there's something. Anyhow, this
Golden
this
State
Golden
Warriors
State.
has a lot of Asian influence, though.
Well, anyhow, they're apparently super fucking popular in China, and so like
Steph
you,
Curry.
you can't you can't buy their merch anymore. Like anything that says Golden State Warriors is not allowed in
Wow.
China at all. Like you can't find
That's
a
great.
jersey, you can't find a logo, you can't find shit. Like that's the amount of power this government has. So then you start to kind of understand why Hong Kong's doing what they're doing. Like you think I'm going to get absorbed into that? Fuck that. But anyhow, going back to the South Park thing, after they got deleted off the internet in China, and they're not. So there's a formal apology to China from Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. Quote, like the NBA, we welcome Chinese censors into our homes and into our hearts. We love money more than we love freedom and democracy. Xi, who's the president of China, if you can call him a president,
Democratically elected, I'm sure.
Xi doesn't look just like Winnie the Pooh at all.
Oh no,
We didn't talk about this part.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh is also banned in China because someone made a meme that showed the president Xi looking like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So his response to this was to ban Winnie the Pooh from the entire thing.
Winnie the Pooh is no longer allowed in our country.
So anyhow, Xi doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh at all. Tune into our 300th episode Wednesday at 10. Long live the great Communist Party of China. May this autumn's sorghum harvest be bountiful. We good now, China?
That's hilarious. Did they allow them back on, or did?
No, fuck no.
Well, I wonder if like the language barrier would prevent them from realizing that was
no, as far as I know, it didn't do
ironic.
shit. Except people like us, like it's the fucking greatest thing
That's
ever.
hilarious.
And then going into
He
like,
doesn't look a little Pooh Bearish. I'll be honest.
He does.
yeah, oh yeah. But then going into Blizzard world. Blizzard is the
video game company, right?
Video game
Warcraft.
company who's known for Warcraft, Hearthstone, StarCraft,
All those
Overwatch, and they had a big Hearthstone tournament, which is their card game.
In this Overwatch.
Nope, that's Skyrim.
All right, my bad.
That's that's made by Bethesda.
Let's edit that
Same
out.
people make Doom.
Anyhow, yeah. Anyhow,
But keep this as an edit point, and also remember that.
You do stupid things when you're drunk.
that's yeah.
Well
There we go.
Yeah.
So they had a Hearthstone tournament, which is great now that this shit happens, and it happens. You know, you got people even across the world competing with each other. Well, the guy that won is from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the broadcasters of this encouraged him to say his thoughts on the Hong Kong protest. Well, when they cut to his like victory speech or whatever, he had a gas mask on, which all the Hong Kong protesters were wearing, and he said something in their language, you know, freedom for Hong Kong, blah, blah, blah. And they cut back to the broadcasters who were hiding behind their desks, like making a joke about it. Blizzard responded by banning him from a year, killing his winnings, which is $50,000. He
Holy
won
shit.
$50,000 for this country. They cut that shit, and they banned the two broadcasters for a year as well,
Yeah.
just for being a part of it.
So their
Wow.
stance is we don't want to be political at all. Probably.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people keep cutting back to during Overwatch, during Pride Month. There's all this, you know, rainbow gate. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like Blizzard is against political statements as long as it's maybe not going to get
Yeah.
into their pockets. You
But
know?
I'll tell you, man, it does.
And the thing is, after it blew up, like they still like didn't really do anything about it. Like they kind of doubled down on, well, he's making a political statement. Like, come on, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
like, come on, what? Like, we know what the truth is here. People
Yeah.
make political statements regularly. You as a company make political statements,
Corporate.
which is mirroring the LeBron James thing because
Right.
you know LeBron James was all, I don't know if y'all talked about this, but about the Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Yeah.
all supporting
Yeah.
him during all that. But now all of a sudden, like, we shouldn't be making political statements about stuff we don't know
Right.
about. See, that's the hypocrisy.
That's what I
of
was
the
going
whole
to say.
thing.
I was going to say the Colin Kaepernick thing is kind of the opposite of this.
Right.
Like in a lot of
And
people's-
LeBron was straight up supporting him. And this other guy that I can't remember his name from the NBA was supporting him.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, yeah. And so Of course, the memes have been just fucking off the charts
Yeah.
of all this. But I
Yeah.
mean,
And I hate to hear about a LeBron misstep because
like LeBron.
because people are really shit on him quick, and this one he
I
kind
shit
of
on him quick.
deserves.
Fuck him.
This one he kind of deserves, but I mean,
Yeah, he
I
does
defended
it.
him because he got millions of dollars at 18, and he's had one PR misstep in his entire career, and people hate him for some reason
Until now.
until now. This is huge.
And then
This is
LeBron
hugely
did the same thing. He doubled down on it again. He had another interview
Yeah.
that didn't get any better. Like it
Yeah.
didn't win anybody back.
I'm definitely not taking up for him at this point, but I have for a long time because
I have to.
I never understood why people shitted on him when he's done pretty much everything. I mean, he's definitely come across better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh
Definitely come across better than Michael Jordan. but people
Michael
hate
Jordan
him.
was Michael
Well,
Jordan was an asshole, man.
But
He
Michael
really
Jordan,
was in
Jordan
honesty.
was the difference is there was no internet or anything like that. So
Yeah.
you didn't know, like
Right.
only thing you knew about Michael Jordan is
As
what
he was-
people wanted you to know, and
Right.
maybe what some reporter that was trying to make for a name of himself.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
No, you're right.
Which
right.
LeBron, like you can only control so much now.
Right. But I mean, this is absolutely the biggest misstep since I can't talk. The decision.
I should have like bookmarked the stuff so like you could play it. It's bad. Like you think like, well, people are talking about it, and I'm the same way. Like I'm skeptical of the internet because the internet in general, and especially
it's-
social media
They'll shit on
sites.
things.
Oh, they get in a
Quick.
circle jerk against somebody, and it's any little thing they do, and they've done the same thing against Blizzard. Any little thing, because BlizzCon's happening right now.
BlizzCon.
It's been going on for you, and so every little thing is like, oh well, they're trying to censor this and that. It's like, no, this is the way they've always done it, motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
this isn't new. This is when you're a huge company and you got a bunch of fucking neckbeards coming there. You gotta take some precautions.
Well, Chad, as big as nerds as I proclaim that you and I are, I've never been to like a Comic-Con type event.
I went to a Star Trek convention.
Did you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
When you're young, right?
Yeah, very young. I was probably 10,
Oh, okay. that doesn't
11,
count.
something.
That's funny.
some-
I went
somewhere in
to
that area.
The fact when you can drive yourself to the event, that's when it counts.
I went just this year to Wizards and whatever at in Louisville. It was like
What is this? Is it a Harry Potter thing?
yeah, it was like Harry Potter stuff.
No, I mean, I think that shit's all right.
Did you have a butter beer while you were there?
No, I didn't have that, but and it wasn't that great. Honestly, there was a lot of shitty things. A few people. It was really smaller than they expected it to be, but whatever. It was all right. There's people in costumes and checked out the booths, and
I
it
think
was
that's
all
the thing with a lot. Like, there's obviously going to be those handful of people that like need to take a shower, and obviously they live and breathe this a little
Yeah.
bit too much. But the most people are just going to be like normal
Yeah, they're
people
just
that
nice.
just enjoy it.
I went for my wife. I'm not into
Yeah.
that, but I went for her.
But
so.
if there's one event that you could go see that you have not had the privilege of going to see, what would it be?
Like a
What
nerdy
event?
event, or
Anything,
oh, I don't know.
even if it's a concert. We'll
Yeah, I'd
even
probably go
that
to like
far.
Warp Tour. So I never did go to Warp Tour, so I'd probably go to Warp Tour.
I tell you what I would do. According to Instagram,
Rage
Against the Machine is getting back together for like 5 fucking concerts.
Really?
I hope they keep adding some dates to that. Yeah,
Well, I thought
Chad
like,
texted
that's
to me
where I'll
today.
get-
I didn't even see this yet.
I
Dude,
didn't know
I
about
said
that.
for a while, I'll very likely never go to another concert again. I'll go to this motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't think you
Well-
go to another concert?
It's just unless it's like at the Ryman or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just
Hey,
too much fucking anxiety that like
Really?
there's because there's people like on me like Ryman. You're in a
Or
seat.
anywhere you get a seat, because you could even get like a good ticket at a lot of places and get a seat if you're not in the grass.
Yeah, but there's still
If
like
you go
there's
to
the,
the-
way in and the
what's
way
the
out.
what's the place? Ascend Amphitheater, dude. You get a seat at Ascend. That's a good show.
Yeah, I don't know.
the ramen. Speaking of which, there was a concert that I was like, man, I would love to go to this concert. Was an Incubus concert. They're getting back together for
yeah?
like a concert tour at the ramen. But the tickets, the cheapest one I could find was $250 per ticket, and I'm like, fuck that. Like
That's not what they sold for initially. That has to be they
No.
sold out, and that's the aftermarket, right?
no. There's still like probably like 100 tickets still for sale, and
Well,
they're 200 like.
that's
15
weird, 'cause I
or
know
higher.
well,
selling
apparently though, not I haven't bought tickets to a concert in a lot of years now, but
But I
they
think
were
it's
talking about it in this Reddit thread, and they were saying like apparently like the median price for cheap seats is about $70 something a ticket.
Well,
That's just what it is now.
Yeah.
it depends because like
Where you go,
well, the ramen depending on who it is and how early you book it too.
you can get 50.
I think this is for a
tickets.
premium band.
You
though.
can get it for under 50 sometimes.
Yeah, I saw Shaky Graves for cheaper than that. I think.
We went and saw.
Yeah, but that's not Rage Against the Machine.
Oh no, you're right.
You know,
You're right.
as
went
far
and
as
saw
popularity
Dashboard,
was.
and it was like $35 a ticket.
Yeah, but how long ago was that though?
oh,
2
last,
years ago.
last year, year before, yeah.
Okay, but dashboard like they're
They're out.
they're
of
not
it.
they're
like
not
super
huge.
popular
Yeah.
anymore though.
No,
For
no
sure.
doubt. I was bummed. I missed Jason Isbell did 7 nights in a row this past
how
week.
much did you pay for the Trailer Park Boys tickets?
Can't remember.
I
Can't remember. I
Uh,
barely remember anything past what I paid for anything.
Well,
We all
you-
paid for
yeah,
it.
we
Y'all
paid
me.
for it.
I bought them and
I
y'all
can't
paid me
remember
back.
Yeah, I wanna
I
say-
can't remember what it was.
I want to say it was like 30 or 40 bucks.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't-
sounds about
I don't
right.
think it was like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We saw.
But that was ramen. But going back to seeing concerts at the ramen, though, the difference is you're in seats, but there's still how many people does ramen hold? There's still only like it's
500 or
not,
something.
Yeah, it's not like you're in there with like 6,000 people
Well,
or more.
yeah.
you had said the thing you to go see was Warped Tour. What was yours? That you,
I just pulled that
Yeah,
out of my
like, no.
butt. I don't know, man.
Like the thing,
would you go to
Oh,
E3?
I don't think so. I just
I
don't.
don't know
I
if
just
I would
don't think
either.
it would be worth it to me.
I'll tell you. Never mind.
I
Change
just,
my answer.
I just don't like the conventions like that. Go ahead.
Change my answer to Burning Man, dude. Burning Man would be
Dude.
insane to go
Dude,
to.
Burning Man just sounds like a fucking like LSD fest. Is kind of
When I went,
like
hey,
that's
dude,
kind of the point,
Hey,
right?
speaking of
Yeah,
which,
I guess.
To go there and get
when I
fucking
went
high
to,
shit.
Well, you could whatever.
when I
Whatever you're
went,
into.
Well,
when
if
I-
you don't want to have fun, I guess you could stay sober.
when I went to Reno, the airport was
Oh yeah.
littered.
You were
with
there
these
at the same
people.
time as
Dude, I saw these people, all these people who were coming for Burn Man. I thought I was like on the set of like a fucking Mad Max,
Yeah.
Film
So-
fest or something.
So
like that. It
Reno
was
is the closest
crazy.
airport, and I'll tell you that desert that it's in the middle of. There's only 2 things there, where they have Burning Man, and there's a mining operation. I went to that mining operation. I saw in the middle of the single road that went to those 2 places where it said turn right
So-
for Burning Man, turn left for the mine.
So
And I went left.
explain Burning Man to the common listener who's like, what the fuck is Burning
Yeah,
Man?
so Burning Man is like if you picture
a pagan ritual.
Yeah, if you picture Woodstock and
Seriously.
and what's the one here in Tennessee?
Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo. If you picture that, only take
No
out
music.
any. No, there's well, it's not bands playing. You're right.
On the radio.
Yeah, they had like a.
They got a Spotify.
They had
playlist
like
going.
no, they had like a listening party for.
They have a special
for the
Spotify.
new Tool album at the last one. So picture that, but it's in the middle of nowhere, nothing around there, and there's no money. You can't spend money when you're
It's
there. You
bar-
have to
barter
bring
system.
stuff to trade and barter, and kind of everything kind of goes out there in the middle of the desert, and it's literally in the middle of the desert. But there are people that invest big amounts of money to make these giant like pieces of art, and at the end of the festival they burn all the pieces of art. And they burn the burning man at the very end of it, and he burns up. So
It's pagan fuck.
yeah, there's orgies, there's fucking every drug you can imagine,
Now I'm sure it's a great time.
but it just seems like insanity. And I can tell you, going to Bonnaroo one time, just that festival, the way people, maybe there was some shitty stuff, but everybody seemed to be really sweet to each other.
Yeah, well, that's what it's pagan, but without like the religious aspect of paganism.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's just basically you're doing all the thing but you're not living in the real world. Like
Yeah.
so there's no money. There's like it's kind of a free sex, free. Everybody's fucking doing drugs.
It just seems
everybody's-
crazy enough where I'd love to like at least experience it one time.
It's a
in my life.
vacation from reality,
Yeah,
is what it is. Like a normal
It
vacation
seems
is a
scary,
vacation from
but,
reality.
but cool in a way. I
yeah.
I'm sure it'd
I
be
would say it'd be
fucking fun as
exactly
shit.
both of those things, scary and cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be fun as shit.
Yeah, but I know how far out there it is because when I left that mine, I got a flat tire on my way out, and I had no cell reception. I was in the middle of nowhere in this rental car, dude, and I was a little bit nervous, man. I changed the flat tire and put on a spare, and I was praying to every god you could imagine. I was like, Allah, Buddha, God, Jesus, Hindu gods, whoever you are, please don't let this spare tire pop because I am fucked. I'm like good 30 miles from a paved road, dude.
Right.
You know what
Well-
you do? You just keep driving that motherfucker
On the rim, son.
on the
It's a
rim.
rental,
You
bitch.
let her go.
I was trying to think if there's any event that you could go to, like on a bucket list, like something you would just
My
want to
shit,
see.
though, the thing is, like, I hate going to shit like that. I hate going around crowded people. So for me to go, it would be shit that like is not possible.
Your bucket list would be like the Mexican restaurant when nobody's there.
Well, no, it would be like Led Zeppelin, but like back when they were like Led Zeppelin.
I'm in with this
But-
idea.
I would have said before today, Rage Against the Machine, even though I've already seen them once.
Well-
But it might be possible.
Well-
So we may have planned a
Well,
trip
Well, that's what I'm
All
saying. Like if it's like a
next
Rage Against the
year.
Machine farewell tour where they're
This
doing,
might be it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
we
I'm
thought
saying.
we
We
were seeing
saw their last
We saw their last tour.
And this might be it. And that's the thing. Like, I'm like, well, Texas is the closest, and that's the one they're going. But that's toward the end of the tour, and they might start fighting and break up before they get to that.
Yeah, we gotta go to California. To
I
see
know,
the
like
other
the first one, because they may not stay together long enough. Because I don't know. The thing is, like, apparently they fought because of the corporate side of it and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, now you're fucking selling concert tickets. And then somebody said in Reddit, like, you can go to their website and buy action figures of them.
That's hilarious.
Like, you're not exactly like fighting the man that much anymore.
Well, it's probably about whatever you do with the money, Like Zach's probably he's the only one that really like has a real hard time with this. The rest of the guys don't give a fuck about selling out. They were an audio slave and Prophets of Rage and all this stuff. They do things positive.
Well, you can do better by being a part of the system and doing stuff better than you can standing outside the system and throwing rocks at it.
I think so too. But now that's an interesting question. If we go back in time to old concerts and stuff like that,
what would you go see?
What would be one that you?
That's a better question.
That's a good question too.
Led Zeppelin.
That Led Zeppelin would be phenomenal.
That would be mine.
There's a concert though of AC/DC that I have on film, and it's in
that would be probably second
on BBC, and it's like the crowd, like there's one guy in the whole audience is even standing up, and it's AC/DC and
I've seen it.
best, and they're fucking going nuts, and the crowd just does not even get it, dude. I'd love to be there.
No, I think they got it. I think they just didn't know what to do. I think
Yeah.
it was so socially unacceptable to stand up and like headbang and like.
There was one
like
guy
just
doing it, and he was dressed up like Angus, so he was like the fanatic at the time,
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
that concert would be high on my list too.
Who would you pick, Levi?
Shit, man. I don't know as far as like a concert would go. I have no fucking clue.
Do you have an event though?
The first thing I started to think about is like Super Bowls, but that's kind of a shitty.
That'd
way
be
to
a
go.
good one.
A World Cup, like an Olympic like event where USA
Pele.
won or something like that.
Oh.
Or
What about one of them Super Bowls that's like goes down in history?
Yeah,
That sounds up your alley.
I mean, definitely one of those like would be pretty good. Like the Giants Patriots like in 2007
when that Tyree catch.
David Tyree.
Dude, I remember that. I remember that Super Bowl.
2007, where the Patriots were undefeated going into the Super Bowl, had perfect season, regular season, and playoffs total, and we're going into the playoffs undefeated, and then lost to the Giants.
Man, that was a good Super Bowl.
That
David Tyree catch was I still remember that motherfucker.
Yep. So something like that would be cool, but at the same time, like world, like American history, something would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Like even if you went beyond something like that.
See the I Have a Dream speech live.
Yeah.
I didn't know we're talking about like
okay.
like historical
That
events
sounds
like
racist, but I don't know if I'd care about that.
I don't care about that. What do you think?
What? Well, it's I don't know though. But the thing is, like the I Have a Dream speech. I mean, it was great, but like it's not like the crowd was like
that. They knew it was great.
The thing is Martin Luther King was kind of shaping the minds of people back then. Well, our minds are already shaped. Like we're already on that side. It's not like you're going to go there,
hear that, and
hear it, and be like, well, I'm my outlook is different now.
Yeah,
like your outlook is going to be the same or better. You're still going to be further ahead than everybody else.
It'd be kind of iconic to hear something you've heard replayed.
Oh, absolutely.
I even think like
absolutely
the Beatles' final rooftop performance. That famous rooftop performance. Like, fuck, that would be awesome.
I don't even think I knew that was
one
of
Michael Jordan's like
that flu game where he had the flu.
Yeah,
and he still fucking hit that shot.
Well, or I think about like Brett Favre the day after his
dad died.
Brett Favre after the day his dad died, played against the Raiders, threw 4 touchdown passes, and absolutely lit it up.
I remember that.
That is a Monday night football game. It is fucking amazing watching on TV.
That would be amazing.
That would be pretty fucking cool.
The full original Leonard Skinner lineup doing Freebird. Some shit like that would be fucking amazing to me, dude.
Yeah, that would be it. That would definitely be a good concert.
Or how about like a Johnny Cash like concert, like
Folsom Prison, go in there. And see that shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We had to do it. I saw a thing on the like another. I thought Folsom Prison was kind of like its own thing, but apparently Johnny Cash played like other prisons too.
Yeah, he did San Quentin too, for sure. I don't know, maybe others.
Do you ever go to Carson City?
San Quentin, I think that's the one.
That was his next most famous performance in a prison, for sure.
Is that what was the song? What was the song that he kind of did that was
about San Quentin?
Yeah. How did it go?
Yes. San Quentin.
That's what it is. You
something
are
like
a bit, he didn't say a bitch, but he said something like "I hate the hell out of you" or something like that. Yeah, that was good. And apparently, when I heard it, I was hearing the second time. He played the song, and it got such a great reaction by the crowd. He did the exact same song again. And like they were just fucking loving it. Like,
part of his brilliance was knowing how to like entertain him even when he wasn't singing. Like when he asked for a drink of water and they gave him water and it was from like the tap water from that prison, and he acted like it was the worst shit he ever had, and like the crowd was like, fuck yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Like they like ate that shit up. He was like,
I forget what the line was for that song where they all lost their shit. And it was something like that. He was like, it wasn't I hate the hell out of you. It was something else. He was like and it wasn't I hope you burn down. It was something like that though. But it was pretty good though.
Yeah.
But you could tell though from that like how good he was at what you just said, at how he was at entertaining his audience without like being like charismatic, like who out here hates fucking prison?
Yeah,
we do. Like he didn't do that. He just did the thing like, God, this water tastes like shit. This is
yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah,
because he's real, man. He was legit.
Yeah. Well, and the thing was that he had apparently been in San Quentin prison.
That's
like he had spent time there, so like he knew it.
I actually saw like inspirational quote from Johnny Cash today about failure and like how to overcome failure. That was pretty cool.
He knows about it.
Yeah. No, it was really long.
Oh, okay.
Way more long than I care to admit.
Well, he
was one of those paragraph quotes.
He didn't spend a lot of time in jail though. He got locked up for having those those pills in his guitar case that time and everything. But he understood the person that was in there, even though he didn't spend a ton of time in there. But Merle Haggard was actually in prison during one of those Johnny Cash performances. Is what's really funny about Haggard.
He was in that one, wasn't he? Wasn't he in the
He was in one of them.
one?
I don't remember which one. Probably that one.
I
He was
think
from
I remember
California.
that from this.
He's from California.
Yes,
so.
I think that was the thing. Merle Haggard was in the fucking audience,
which is crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. So you just said it
too. Merle Haggard, man. He's a legit. I mean,
he's a badass, dude.
Like as far as like country music musicians that I respect and like,
yeah,
Merle Haggard's pretty high on the list.
Yeah,
that's the thing that sucks now. It's good with like social media and the internet that you get all that out, but at the same time, like they would bury somebody like Merle Haggard before he ever even got started.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't even get a chance.
Right.
Everybody would be like, "Oh, you're gonna go watch this guy who's fucking I don't even know what he went to prison for, but I'm sure he was an asshole."
Yeah.
And they're gonna bring up like all the asshole, and they're like, "Well, I don't want to be associated with a guy who's an asshole."
The poor guy was raised in a boxcar though. His family at one point lived in a train that was like set aside. They like lived in it when he was young. That's crazy shit. Hey.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well,
it's time for the Tales of the Guano. You want a couple of these?
I'm that one guy at the AC/DC concert.
Yeah, son.
Y'all sitting there like assholes.
I know, and you're jamming to it, bro. So I got a couple of these Tales of the Guano.
Man, it's already so late in the podcast. I just wasn't even expecting.
You want to hit through a few of them quick though?
Yeah,
burn through it.
Burn through this. And I want to.
Yeah, this is like when it's getting late.
Rapid fire.
You don't
question.
You're at the bar and it's getting late and you don't think it's going to happen, but all of a sudden somebody walks in and it just happens.
And they do this thing. They go, you me,
get the eyes,
get down here and get on this thing. And
you're like, all right. This is.
I'm still waiting for that person. I'll be at a bar late at night and just like, you and me, let's play some cornhole, motherfucker. And I'm just like, I'll tear your ass up. Let's go.
I still don't know exactly what you mean.
I don't know if
all these words could have went. I don't know if you're using euphemisms or.
No, this is just legit like play game.
I know Levi, and I know he likes playing cornhole, so I assumed it was not dirty in the slightest.
No. If it was dirty in any intent, I would be.
Oh, I do need to. This is how you shouldn't like tell your own jokes or tell your own like things, but this is funny enough like y'all would fucking appreciate. There's apparently people, and y'all probably met them, that like are kind of offended by just talking about cornhole, like because the word like cornhole or something like because it's like
sounds like asshole.
Because it's like this like I don't even like saying, and I don't even want to play it because of that. And dude, I fucking was like just on this like comedy like you know how like it just hits just right.
You get in the zone, son.
And I thought it was so dumb that they're saying like I'm not gonna play this game because of the name because cornhole sounds like butthole and I don't like that's the use. And so I was like, and so I just jumped on and I'm like, yeah, we don't do that either. like where we play, we call it sacks. And that's what we do. We toss sacks at each other, and we try to get our sacks in the other guy's hole.
That sounds clean.
And I'm like, and I said, yeah, and I'm like, because this is way better. But when you're playing sacks, what you want to do is you want to take the sack and you want to hold it in your hand, and you want to get a good jiggle to get a good even amount in the sack. And what I do is I take my middle finger and I wiggle it right in the middle of the sack, so it distributes evenly on either side. And I had the fucking room rolling, dude.
Attaboy.
I'm like, but it's such a silly thing. Like, it's such a dumb thing. Like, why would you not play a game?
That joke turned me on a little bit. Like,
yeah. I'm like, and what you want to do is like I get a twist motion when I fling my sacks. Like, when you get the sacks, like you got to.
That's so funny. That's people that aren't from the South, though, sometimes don't know it's called cornhole. They call it like beanbag toss and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard people.
But it's corn in the sack mostly.
Well, that's where I got the joke, because I've heard people call it bags. And
so
I changed it. I changed it to sacks.
Levi played in some cornhole tournaments,
Yeah.
and he said they would say "good bags" after people threw stuff. Good bags.
Did they smack each other in the ass?
No,
after they said
I got 4 bags in on one turn, which you get 4 bags.
which is basically a grand slam.
That's a classic 4-bagger.
Apparently, like you said, like grand slam, they call it a golden sombrero, which is the dumbest fucking name for anything. And they're like, "Good bags, bro. Good bags. Good bags." I'm just like, "What did you just say to me, faggot?"
Oh Lord!
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Politically correct or incorrect. I mean, I was just like,
"Hey, we're already
hold
not
on.
getting played in China, so
yeah.
we've already ruined
I think.
Oh, yeah,
he
do your
doesn't
thing.
look. He doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh at all. So get you some whiskey there, bro.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't
whiskey,
look like
bro.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, he's just gonna chug. No, that was good. I'm gonna go with the first thing here, though.
all right, Tales of the Guado.
It's time.
So, a woman found dead with a python wrapped around her neck in a home with 140 other snakes. So, a woman was found dead with an 8-foot python wrapped around her neck, according to Indiana State Police. The snake was a reticulated python.
Okay.
You ever hear terrible, like
She was
something
she's
terrible that happened to
36.
somebody, and you just feel no sympathy?
Is this what this is?
Yeah, you're just like, well, you've like no.
Medics arrived and attempted life-saving measures on her, but were unsuccessful. Police say there were 140 snakes at the property, and that approximately 20 of the snakes belonged to her. Now, I'm confused by that statement. According to police, Hurst frequented the property about
The other snakes were
twice a
just there
week.
visiting.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The home was owned by Benton County Sheriff Donald Munson, according to property records. Munson did not return a CNN call for comment on Thursday afternoon. Munson told the Lafayette Journal that Hurst's death was a tragic accident, that he was being fully cooperative with everybody. Indiana State Police Sergeant Kim Riley told CNN that no one lives at the home, and it had been renovated and set up specifically for the collection of snakes. He said that Hurst was apparently there checking on her snakes. For whatever reason, she apparently got the snake out, and she was doing what people do with snakes. Riley said the snake may have caused Hurst's death, and that an autopsy will be performed on Friday to provide an official cause of death.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't.
So there's a goddamn county in Indiana where the sheriff buys this property and is like, "Hey, my snake collecting club, let's keep all our snakes here." It's a reasonable thing to do.
What's the word reticulated actually
people.
mean?
I don't know that. That's a good question. Reticulated? I hear that reticulated python.
Yeah,
I
I
have
think
no
it's
idea.
It sounds like it'd be like short.
yeah,
Like it's a long thing that makes itself short.
like,
but it sounds like
constricted is the first thing I think in my mind, but I have no fucking clue what the word reticulated.
Google it,
means.
son.
Well, I
Google
mean,
it.
what does
I
reticulated
don't know.
mean?
We can get back to it if you want to.
Seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know.
I'll do it.
Well, you asked about bones. You can ask.
I'm
ask
asking.
Google
I got
about
it. I
this.
got it.
What does reticulated?
What does reticulated mean?
Here's the definition of reticulated: constructed, arranged, or marked like a net or network.
There you
So
go.
constricted. Yeah.
So it's how it constricts.
Having
your
a
breathing.
pattern of interlocking lines, especially for pierced work, formatting a net web.
Okay.
Fair
A
enough.
net or web. Sorry, not a net web. A net or web.
So if you saw a spider web, you'd be like, "That's reticulated."
Either of you guys ever owned a snake?
No.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't have to say
Have you?
that.
My
either of
sister
you
has a
pe-
snake.
Have you? Either of you petted a snake?
Oh, yeah, I've petted snakes.
Yeah, my sister had a snake. They fed it last night. A rat.
What was his name?
That my
Oh,
sister.
no.
My sister's snake is named Legs.
That's
The
funny.
legs.
That's a good name.
Legs.
That's a damn good snake.
That's a great snake name.
Yeah.
That makes me think of Waterboy. They were eating that snake in that movie, and what's the dude who plays?
Billy Madison.
No, the guy from like Wonder Years or shit.
Oh,
Fred Savage.
Henry Winkler.
Henry
Oh,
Winkler. What's his name?
He was from
The Fonz.
The Fonz. Yeah,
Well, Henry Winkler
yeah.
is his real name.
yeah.
The Fonz is his name on Happy Days.
Happy Days. Yeah.
Okay.
So he said,
The Fonz is
what,
real
what
name.
would you say the best part of the
Henry.
snake is? And Kathy Bates is like, if I said if there was any best part, I would say it was his knee.
I forgot about that part.
I
That's
laughed my
funny.
fucking ass off when she said that.
Oh, dang,
The
dude.
fucking snake knee. Man, I want some snake knee.
Dude. Have you ever eat a snake? I've
No.
never eat a snake
Well,
either.
I have once.
No.
Oh, shit.
A rattlesnake.
He said no. Then he was like, yeah, I have once.
So I have a lot of family from Texas, and they family reunion brought in some rattlesnake to try. It was the toughest fucking meat you've ever ate. You just like ripping it, and like it's like the like chewing it fucking forever.
That's like
It's
survival
dry.
meat, isn't it?
I mean,
But it sucks that you don't know if that's like they are just shitty at cooking snake or if snake's shitty
Dude,
meat.
You know,
Well,
it, you know,
from
it
the-
can't
from-
be that good because there would be snake farms just for the purpose of like getting their meat.
Yeah, but there's just not that
Fr-
much meat.
from-
It could be good, but it's just not.
from
there's
the
not
way I
enough
hear
for
it
it's
is
worth
like
it.
snake meat is so lean that it's just like jerky.
That
the
makes
whole
sense.
way.
They seem pretty muscular.
But
Yeah.
I mean, me and you've tried a couple different like weird.
Odd things, yeah.
I would say the weirdest things I've tried is that rattlesnake, possum, and sea urchin.
Oh, sea urchin.
Sea urchin was
That snapper,
Possum.
that snapper
fuck
turtle
eats
is the
a
grossest thing I ever
possum?
had. I hadn't had possum. You had possum?
family reunion.
God dang, you got
What
a fucking
kind of
redneck ass
family
family,
have you
don't
got?
you?
Jesus,
Yeah,
redneck don't even begin
It
to
was
describe
not-
this
it was
family.
Not, it was not good. Squirrel I've had before. Squirrel is like
I
more
heard
commonplace.
possum was real oily.
It is. It's
real greasy.
greasy.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Well, and guy we used to work with brought in that raccoon, and it was the same fucking way. I like chewed into it. And I was like, spit that shit out, and it was dark meat too, so it was even grosser.
we should go squirrel hunting though sometime. The three
Absolutely,
of us should all go
dude, that would
squirrel
be
hunting.
so
Do a
much
whiskey
fucking
bros
fun.
squirrel hunt
I've,
and cook it and eat it.
I've
Dude,
killed a
I'd
squirrel
be
before. We,
so
Really?
fucking
Have you ever
down
eat
for
it?
that.
we didn't eat it, no, but
We should
Hey,
do
just,
that.
just
Hey.
nuisance squirrels.
You know some people that have some fucking land. Let's go fucking squirrel hunt.
Well, dude, they're fucking everywhere. Like,
Let's go to
we can do it.
Woodbury and get some squirrel hunting action.
Well,
in.
whatever property your family knows that has some fucking squirrels.
Well,
let's
dude,
go
we
fucking
can go at my
squirrel.
granddad's house and he'll probably fucking kill
Bam,
them all
there it
before
is.
we can even get started.
There
Well,
it is.
let us kill it. Hold up, granddaddy. Hold up, Paul.
Let's go. Hey, and by the way, you can help me sight in my 22 rifle. We'll call it a day. It'd be a nice, fun fucking day. We shoot some fucking guns, shoot some fucking
Well,
squirrels.
what we did and what I think is better is you want to use a shotgun.
I
Like,
got
we
a
use it
shotgun.
because you can safely shoot a shotgun like up and so when it like if it tries to go up a tree,
Yeah.
so you shouldn't be shooting a rifle up like that because it travels so far. It can go.
Well, we're
up and,
limited.
like-
I got a
get
shotgun.
some-
Levi's got a 22,
But
so
a
we'll do
shotgun.
both.
Well, I'll go buy a shotgun. We'll just call it a day.
What do we
Oh,
got?
shit.
Shotguns. Dude, this is fucking Tennessee. Like you just fucking
You
knocked
throw a
on a
rock
neighbor's
and you hit a
house.
shotgun.
Hey, can I borrow your shotgun? Like, oh, which gauge do you
I'll
want?
go get one.
Yeah,
Yeah. But hey, can we absolutely do it? Like for real? Like beyond this podcast, we have to go fucking shoot some fucking tree rats and eat them and call it a fucking day, man.
All right.
That's how
we can do it. I just hear it's fucking shitty meat though. Like,
No, it's not that bad. It's
not
really
that bad?
bad. Yeah.
You saw Ranella cooking that squirrel. Look good,
No,
didn't it?
I've
On
had
them tacos.
I've had squirrel. My
They
dad
made them
cooks,
tacos. That
cooked
look
squirrel
good.
before. If you cook it up right, I mean like rabbit. Have you ever had rabbit?
no, but I hear
No,
it's
I haven't.
really
Rabbit
fucking
is
good.
so
man.
fucking.
I know.
good.
I hear it's like really good.
It's like the tenderest chicken you've ever had.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if fucking tenders is a fucking word, but I mean it's
Tenderness.
so
I'm into
fucking
it.
tender. It's good. All right, tells us one of topic 2. Let's go.
Topic 2. All right. Another woman. So I'm going to read the story. A British couple found that
This is the sexist tale guano ever.
Sorry.
You're just fucking shitting on women.
I'm not trying to. A British couple found that their takeout meal had a little too much bite for their taste, and we're not talking about spice. Stephanie McDonough claims that
I hate this article
her
already.
partner discovered a tooth in their food, but only after they started eating. According to her post on Facebook, the restaurant insisted McDonough was wrong and that instead the object was just a gristle in the pork or it came from the onion.
I also think I think they put it in there.
Health officials are now investigating to see
Nobody
whether or not the
accidentally
tooth
loses a tooth.
is human, as well as testing for all
No,
the
they
kitchen
put that.
Someone
utensils.
lost
They
a
put
fucking
that.
tooth.
No, they
Yeah.
put that shit in there for attention. No one just was fixing their food, lost a tooth, and didn't know it.
You don't think so?
I mean, no, I don't think.
You don't think this person really found a tooth? Now I was skeptical too. I was like, that seems crazy. Like to bite into a goddamn tooth in there.
I do not believe
I don't
these
know
people.
about that.
But Levi, didn't you find like a fucking
like a-
Band-Aid and some stuff?
Yes. So,
But that shit can
hey,
fall
by
off.
the
though.
way, so, well, we're just talking about Portland, Tennessee.
You're not. Do you just want to like box this? Do you want to speed
Yeah,
bag this mic
yes.
a little bit?
Why
Why did he flip me? He can be a hard flip off there. He can be a hard bird.
You got a
Damn.
long bird.
Damn, that's not even like a buddy bird. That's like a fucking fuck you bird.
yeah, fuck you, Chad. No, I'm just kidding. So the Crystals in Portland actually is shut down now. It's out of business. Did you hear about this?
No.
Supposedly the owner fudged some numbers, cashed out all the checks, and took all the money of the employees that were at the location. I heard something about this in the paper.
What did he do with his $7?
I have no fucking clue. But I had just had surgery, and my wife had went up there to go get some a sack full of crystals, like 12
Wait.
crystals.
How long ago is this?
This is probably about 6 years ago.
It didn't close down. This isn't the same story as it closed it down.
Oh, okay.
This story, it's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, she went to go get a sack full of crystals or whatever, and I rarely every crystals. To be honest with you, it's probably been 2 years since I've had some crystals.
I haven't had
Legitimately.
that long either, but
But anyways,
you regret it,
we should go get that. That sounds fucking amazing right now,
dude. And I
that sounds
recently
so
I
good.
was like, I need some crystals, and somebody I was with got crystals, and they couldn't eat them all, and they were like, you can have this one, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm eating this one. Ate that one. I was like, this is fucking the best thing I've ever eaten. Got done with it. Like 10 minutes later, my belly's like, I'm like, oh, I feel awful.
messed
Like,
up.
I should
Yeah.
not have done it. And then for the next like 2 hours, I just felt like garbage. One crystal,
One.
no fries.
Which they call
nothing.
them. They do call them gut busters. Is that
well,
correct?
I don't think the company calls them that.
Well, I didn't feel like I was gonna like shit myself. I felt like I just turned up a bottle of grease. Is
Yeah.
what I felt like.
But anyways, we got these crystals, and there was a fucking Band-Aid in one of the ones I bit into. A fucking bloody Band-Aid. And my wife, like, I was so sick. I was post-surgery. My wife literally took it back up there and told the guy, and the guy's like, that Band-Aid didn't come from us. And all my people wear gloves. And she's like, none of your fucking people. She's looking back
She
across
looked
the
back,
lane.
nobody's
She's like,
wearing-
nobody's wearing fucking gloves. And he's just like, all right, I'll just give you a refund. Just get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god!
If it ever been me, man, I would have lit into those people. And I'm not a very confrontational person, but I'm just like, you motherfucker, like you manage the people, you should know. Don't lie. First and foremost, say your people wearing gloves.
Customers
Ain't none of your
always
people
right.
wearing fucking gloves, whatever. And he was giving her shit about a refund. Like he didn't want to give a refund at
Dude,
all.
if he said you got free crystals for life, I don't think that would be enough to make it right.
no,
Did you bite
biting into
this
a
Band-Aid?
Band-Aid?
Did you bite into the Band-Aid?
teeth.
Oh!
Now, I got the part that was like blood absorbent, but got the stretchy part and bit into it.
You could have called.
Did you
AIDS,
immediately
bro.
like? What was your immediate thought? Like this is like a rubbery pickle. Is that like what
I
your
bit-
thought
bit
was?
into it. I
Like,
was
like
like-
this ain't right.
And I was just like, what is that?
Did you do that thing where like you bite and like you like skin it? Where like the band like
Yeah.
you got everything but the Band-Aid and
Yeah.
the Band-Aid was
I
like
bit
sticking out.
into it and pulled it off, and there was a Band-Aid still hanging from it.
Oh!
Just one of those kind of things. And I was just like, and like my wife is very non-confrontational, and she's just like, I have to go up there and say something. We have to get a refund on this. Absolutely.
That is true. For her to go do that, that's a big deal.
And that was hard for her to do, but she
Is that
did
the
it.
worst thing you've ever had in a meal that wasn't supposed to be there?
No.
I want to hear this.
Oh God,
So
this needs to be its own segment. It's like Tales from the Fast
no,
Food.
I ate a Captain D's fish one time or whatever, had bones still in it, and almost swallowed it. But that wasn't even the worst. The worst possible thing that I had, like legitimately, just straight up, I went to a CC's Pizza.
Well, there, you already fucked up right there.
Now you fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was like a chocolate pizza or something like that. And you know, our buddy Mitchell could probably attest to this. But anyways, we were at a birthday party, and I got the dessert pizza off the line, and all of a sudden I just felt like started gagging, and there was hair in my mouth. I felt it, like grabbed it. I started pulling it out
of your throat.
out of my throat.
Back on the mic when you do that shit, man. That's so loud.
There was clumps attached to it as I pulled my throat. I literally like threw up onto the plate, and I was like, pulling this thing out of my throat.
I'm gonna throw up now.
Worst fucking experience I've ever had. I never ate a CC's pizza ever since that moment. Will never touch a CC's pizza ever again
That's a
after
good
that
call.
moment.
Dude,
And
I don't
that was
think,
the
I don't think I've
worst-
had CC since. Dude, I bet I was in high school last time I've had CC.
And I was in high school.
Yeah.
Worst
In
experience
high
of
school,
my life.
I remember thinking like, man, CC's Pizza, man, that's a good bang for your
See,
buck
people
right
said
there.
that, and I went, and I like it. I mean, like the cheap ass fucking frozen pizza tasted better.
Yeah, Totino's fucking pizza, party pizza is better than that.
Yeah.
And everyone's
it
got
was
the little
it was so fucking garbage, just nasty, man. Like I can't do that shit.
Totino's party pizza is the little ones that got the little squares of pepperoni and all. You know, like there are people that make pizza rolls but make actual pizza.
Yeah. Like there's just things like you can always eat, right? Like even if you're just fucking dirt poor, you can always make peanut butter and crackers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, fuck.
So that means
Yeah.
anything that I eat has to taste better than peanut butter and crackers.
Right.
And I mean that's pretty like some good
Oh,
like
you're right.
like you know some Jif, Peter Pan, like something like I mean that's some
Well,
decent peanut butter.
well,
Yeah.
So you got to beat that.
I'm curious, and I don't mean to be like a storyteller, but that's a legit experience that happened to me. But what's the worst food experience that you guys have had?
See, I probably can't tell. I probably blocked it out.
Yeah, I can't think of a bad. I mean, I really hated. There was a restaurant called Black Eyed Peas, and the entire
Oh, dude,
like,
that
the floor
I was there.
sticky.
I was
and,
there
like,
with you when this happened.
No, not
Why
this
not?
last. I mean, I didn't have anything that happened. It was just the overall experience was terrible.
Yeah, the service was fucking terrible. It's greasy. It's shitty.
My
The whole thing
wife
was
went
bad.
there recently, and
But-
she had never been there.
They're
And
gone
she
now,
could not
so-
talk about how
But
terrible it was.
I remember going
Yeah.
there with your kids, your first wife, and when I just had one kid, you had one
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
and trying it, and I was just like, man, this is
That was
or
bad
two
too.
kids.
Yeah,
I was like, man, this is a bad fucking restaurant.
yeah, it was terrible. I don't know. I don't have a ton of bad experiences. I have like shitty meals, but that overall place just sucked. So,
Right.
so
And for me, like, you know, because I try a lot of new stuff on the menu or whatever, I have bad food experiences
but
occasionally.
it's just because you don't like it.
Yeah, and it just happens. And some people are like,
Oh,
what-
I have a pretty good one. Back when Tilted Kilt was still over in Hendersonville.
Yeah.
It got so
The good old
fucking
days.
shitty and nasty in there that they had just fucking gnats and flies there. So
Oh, my
I
God.
drank all night and paid for one beer because gnats kept coming in and dying in the beer, and they would have to dump it out and pour me a new one.
Oh,
So we drank all night.
well, that's kind of a good story there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was that, but the thing was, the restaurant was pretty. Like they always had good food, and
Yeah.
and in the beginning they had like good staff and like good crowd, and that place just started going down fucking hill, and
Chad-
it got disgusting.
Now, Chad, were you there when me and TJ went to the German like
Oh yeah,
What,
yeah,
the
it was
food?
us three.
Oh,
It was
was
us
us
three
three
at the
going?
Ghost house.
It was my idea to go there,
it was a
and
great
that
house.
place like went downhill too.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool to
Yeah,
go there.
I felt
and
bad
stuff
for like
that.
bringing y'all there.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
The ghost house.
I was very like interested in trying.
I
stuff
ordered
like
the
that.
Wiener Schnitzel just so I could say
Wiener
that.
Schnitzel. I did too. Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel.
Well,
I
dude,
want to say I
that
ordered
place
it.
used to be like the shit downtown, and it got like weird, and it was like empty. It was
Yeah.
because we went like
Yeah.
Friday night.
They have a
Which-
Ghost house
which,
in
by the way,
Evansville,
nobody
Indiana. That's
It's closed down now, by
that's
the way.
still open and still good.
I know we talked about various different things, but I'm gonna get you to fucking Edley's barbecue.
Okay,
And
let's
you're
go.
gonna try that. That's fucking
Let's do it.
so good barbecue, man.
Let's do it right now.
It's so good.
All right,
I would do it right now.
Phew, that's a long drive.
It is a long
We've been
drive.
drinking. We
All right,
got
let
we
me
got to
say
get a driver to take us down
Number
there.
3, a Missouri man believed to have robbed a laundromat was caught on camera sporting a T-shirt that read, "It's not a crime unless you get caught." The unidentified man walked into Twin City Coin Laundry in Crystal City, around 35 miles from southwest of St. Louis, on October 22nd and stole $600 from a vending machine, the laundromat said. He is accused of stealing money, roughly 15 pounds worth of change, and causing $1,300 worth of damages to the vending machine. The man was captured on security camera photos, which the laundromat posted on Facebook, where he clearly can be seen sporting a T-shirt with a somewhat ironic slogan. So his shirt says, "It's not a crime unless you get caught." So I guess it's a crime.
So he just, well, okay, yeah, it's a crime.
Well,
You got
yeah.
caught, dicky face. Like,
No more story to that. I just thought it was funny.
yeah, like wait,
Next one.
asshole.
Okay, I'm gonna read this one to you here. So this is not the one. I'll just summarize this one because I remember it. There was in New Zealand this week. There was a council vote for a city, and it came. They recounted it twice and ended up being a straight up dead even tie, and they decided the fucking election via coin toss.
What?
A literal coin
A
toss.
literal coin
They
toss.
didn't even do paper, rock, scissors?
That's what somebody said in the comments. I saw on it.
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
agree, I
do that.
agree with you. Like paper, rock, scissors. Like at least you kind of got your destiny in your own hands in.
Yeah.
They did a coin toss to see who the council person was for the city.
That's so shitty, man.
Oh God.
That's a close ass vote, man.
It is. Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, was it literally like tied? I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
the person with the most votes should have still won.
One of them had one vote more, but then there was like an invalid vote or something, so it made it a tie.
Like if you lost, you would never feel good about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
lost via coin
absolutely.
toss.
Yeah.
It's better to lose by a long shot than it is to lose close, isn't it? A little bit,
Yeah.
on your like personal.
Yeah,
like,
because you're like, if I'd done like one more thing.
Yeah.
If I did something different, if I just
if
would
I
have
knocked on
called
one more
tails.
house,
Because the person would
Yeah.
be like,
Should've-
I didn't get to make
I'd-
make the call.
if I'd have kissed one more baby,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
So,
fucking
fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah. We all just saying, yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
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 All right, one more thing.
Mine.
My
Bountiful, Utah. So, Utah ushered in a new era of alcohol and policy on Friday. So, today in Utah, they can now have full strength beer on in bottles. Until today, they've only had beer at 3.2% APV when you're in Utah.
What?
Damn. In
That-
the entire state?
Yeah, the hangover from the Mormon state running like when I went there for business.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Utah's a huge Mormon.
Yeah, when I went there for business, someone told me one time, they were like, make sure you you only get like you pay attention to the beer because whatever it was, maybe it's beer on tap. One of them was always 3.2 was the maximum they could go to.
That's weird.
You had to get the other, and if you wanted to get strong stuff,
Well, dude, this fucking Coors Light's stronger than
5,
that.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, 5.
Yeah,
or
it's-
better.
or
it's like-
4.8 or something.
I want to say no, it's not. Yeah, I think it's like 4.41 or something like that.
Yeah, it was 3.2 was what it was. And
4.2.
Yeah, 4.2. So they
Coors Light. Coors fucking Light.
Today was the first day they got rid of the 3.2 rule where you can get full
What
strength
beer is 3.2?
They
Yeah.
made special beer for Utah.
Really?
Budweiser made a 3.2 version of their beer for Utah. A lot of beer companies would do that.
3.2
Shoot, so
is
Budweiser's making bank in Utah because
Yeah.
that's a lot of fucking effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to drink a lot to get fucking drunk.
And I talked to people there when I was there, and they said that's even improved from back in the day. You used to have to get into a place that served alcohol, you would have to buy like a membership pass. And it was like the way the government would tax it to make it.
Dude, that is
difficult.
weird.
You have to buy a membership to each bar you went to.
That is fucking messed up.
Like they have
A
some crazy
membership?
rules.
Like, what's
So,
a membership fee?
I don't know what that is, but
That's-
Be a
Yeah,
better,
it's
like I
weird.
thought this shit was America.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
thought this was weird. I thought
Fuck
we were
this
about
shit.
freedom here.
But today we celebrate and we drink to you. Beer, raise your beers. Oh, you're not drinking a beer anymore?
Wait, but they still can't have liquor there.
No, they can have liquor there, but
Oh,
Like-
wait, so they can buy liquor. They just can't buy beer that costs any more.
they can now. It's like hangovers. You know how things are. Like forever, we couldn't buy certain alcohols on Sundays.
But wait,
here.
their beers are 3.2, but they can still buy Jack Daniels?
Probably not. I don't know the rules there, but probably not in every place.
Well, that makes, I mean,
I'm sorry.
probably so because rules are so fucking stupid.
It was like a hangover, an old rule that just now got finally fixed.
Well, there's some rule in Tennessee. Like, you remember when like Four Loko was the thing? We only got half strength Four
really?
Loko.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my buddy Kevin brought me like the real Four Lokos from Kentucky because they could have the real thing.
fucking
They
made
were,
your
they were
mind.
like fucking 20%, dude.
Damn.
You had
Holy shit! Really?
you had a fucking 24-ounce energy drink that was fucking 20%. Oh,
really,
dude.
That Four Loco, baby.
He brought me 2. I drank 1 that night, and the other one sat in the fridge for years until I gave it away. Fuck that shit.
dude. That's crazy.
That shit will ruin you, son.
Oh, that's great.
I
man.
still remember.
I've never
I
had.
drank it.
I've never had.
I
Four
drank
Loko.
it on the night
Me
that
neither.
me and him went and watched the GSP Koscheck fight.
Really.
Oh, that's. A good
I
fight.
drank
He
that
jabbed
shit.
him to fucking death,
I drank that shit before we went.
You watched GSP Koscheck at my house that year.
No, watch that Buffalo Wild Wings.
Really?
Watch that Buffalo Wild Wings.
I had something going on for that fight, didn't I? No, that was GSP Johnny Hendricks. Never
Johnny
mind.
Hendricks.
Yes,
Yeah.
I watched
Never mind.
that
I
there.
apologize.
But yeah, so I drank that. We went there, and I sat there the whole fight. That whole fucking night. That whole fight. I think I drank 1 or 2 beers. Like I just sat there.
The
and held
energy
it
drink
the
doesn't
entire
offset
time.
it. Like,
Well, it kind of does, but I mean, you still just drink a shit ton of fucking. No,
it's like them Jaeger bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, but there's. I don't know what the math would work out, but that would be several Jaeger bombs in a can.
That's cool.
What if you?
Yeah, it's fucked up. Don't do it. I think that shit's still out there.
Well, boys, I think we're getting to the end of this podcast.
We're at the end. You
Yeah,
closing
I
her
think-
down?
I think we're close, but I do want to bring up one thing. I had
shit.
thought about
This is
this.
getting serious.
So, did you have any more Tales of the Guano topics?
No, that was
before I
it.
cut you off? So I thought about like different jobs or different things. And not that I'm looking for job.
I feel like you
change
said
or
you're
anything
closing
like
this
that.
down. Now you're about to bring up this fucking long, deep
Well,
topic.
no. Instead of maybe like a whiskey pick, maybe just like a closing topic. But
Okay.
I thought about different jobs and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, like, what'd be an interesting thing or job that you could do that would be like really cool, like interesting. And
Fighter pilot.
Is that what you want to do?
I said that's the coolest job in the fucking world.
what about
Fighter pilot. There's nothing that beats that.
what about the Catholic priest who's at the
Nope.
at the confession booth, who just gets to hear all these juicy stories and with no context?
Yeah, but he can't have sex and he can't jerk off.
They can now, can't they? Didn't they loosen that restriction?
They
it's
should,
it's
but
a
he
confession
can't.
booth. Nobody's gonna know if you're jerking off in there anyway.
No, the priest can't.
He don't need to jerk off while he's in the confession.
He can't. He can't get married. He can't have a
What you mean?
girlfriend. He can't go on a
I
date.
think
That's
they
what I
changed
thought
that
he
now.
said.
No one's good enough for jerking off in there. So, like somebody's like confessing.
Someone's confessing some raunchy
Like-
shit, and you're like, "Oh, tell me." a
I'm
little
sorry.
slower.
I'm sorry. I sinned. I sucked 3 dicks
Oh.
this weekend, and he's in there just wearing it out.
but I was
Is
just
that
saying,
what you would do of all the jobs? That's
No,
what you would do?
no, I was just thinking about like imagine the stories you hear because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking about like what would be a good way to find out content for this show, and then I was just like, a Catholic preacher who's just lit in the confession booth
Yeah.
hearing these ridiculous stories.
Yeah, but he can't
Crazy.
appreciate it. Like it's not even fair.
Or how about
He's never had his dick sucked. He's never had sex. So how is he gonna?
is a Catholic preacher never have his dick
He's
sucked?
had his dick
They-
sucked just by altar boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
All right,
but
well,
technically they're supposed to have never like busted a load.
or
in
how
their
about
entire life.
how about on the flip side, a Amazon review auditor, a person who looks at Amazon reviews on different things and flags them for like.
Does that exist? Because I see a lot of bullshit reviews.
Well, there
are
but
people that go through there.
I think what is that customers flag like, hey, this review is like too raunchy. We need to get it removed, and then that person goes and investigates.
I'll tell you, if you want to see people in the wild, and that's what your jam is, do any job where you're in sales in people's homes. Because when I sold bathtub renovations and went into people's homes and would be there for 2 and 3 hours, you see people. I mean, it's weird, dude. You go into people's houses, you go into their bathrooms, you go sit at their dinner tables and sit with them for 2 and 3 hours in their homes.
I've done it,
You done that kind of shit too?
dude. I'm like in people's houses like
Oh,
regularly
for alarms and
Yeah,
stuff.
like it's
Weird.
I've been
People
in
are
lots of
fucked
people's
up.
homes.
Lots of people are so different. And what I found is money doesn't necessarily mean that they keep the place clean,
Not at all.
and being poor doesn't mean that they keep the place dirty. Like,
Yeah.
there's opposite ends of every spectrum, man.
Well,
Absolutely.
I just thought about that. But is there any other jobs that you would think would be just like an interesting? And not saying that you want the job, but just interesting.
I want to do everything. I want to do every job I see. I can't go somewhere without saying I'd like to do that for
because,
a couple
like-
months. I want to do everything. I want to be a lawyer when I went to court the first time. I want to be fucking like, I want to drive trains every time
You'd
I
have
see a
learned so much.
train. I want to be a truck driver every time I see a
Well,
truck driver.
Yeah, I said fighter pilot because I thought it was cool. You're talking about like what would you like learn some shit from?
No, well, not necessarily that, but just something that's just like, man, I never thought about that. That'd be interesting to learn because even like dirty jobs. When I watched
Yeah.
a person who took like when he had the job where he took like hides of like deers and the way that they processed those down and then tanned them and then got them like processed to where they could make
Taxidermist, that's
leather
amazing too.
was crazy. I was just like, man, I did not realize how fucking gross that fucking job is.
I want to do everything, man. I mean, I seriously like even a welder. I'm jealous of people that can weld well. Like that looks so
Yeah.
cool, man. To be able to do
You
I
that.
get
can't.
that.
You can't weld.
I'm gonna learn to fucking weld, son.
I'm gonna MIG
I
weld
feel
the
like
shit out
I
of
feel
that.
like I feel like being a welder is like if you can't manage some good handwriting, I don't think you can
Yeah,
be a
you're probably-
welder.
Probably fairly right. about
That's
that.
fair.
I
That's
feel
fair.
I feel like you got to
If
have
I
some
slow
precision
down, I
in your
can
hands.
do decent with my handwriting. I just gotta slow down. I wouldn't be able to meet production goals, but maybe I could weld.
Yeah, they'll be like, here's TJ coming. He's gonna take fucking 4
6
days to weld this fucking 30-minute job.
I can weld everything that needs welding.
So boys,
I'm,
I-
fucking.
I can I can weld for 4 fitters and fit for 4 welders.
That's it. You knew where I was going with that. What's his name?
Tattoo
Tattoo
the
Welder
great. Tattoo the
yeah.
great.
from Refined,
refined.
who
And,
has
and by the way, a new episode of that came out today.
dropped today. I hadn't even watched it
I
yet.
hadn't either.
Oh,
Me neither. We'll watch
shit.
that off
All right,
air.
All right, fair
But,
enough.
what do you guys think about this whiskey? I'm just curious.
I like it.
Our bourbon, actually, as we
I'm
get
a
off air.
fan. I'm a fan of it, man.
It's not
Uh,
bad.
Of it.
It's
not bad.
Not what was the price point on this? I don't think we talked about that.
$37.99.
That's not, it's worth that.
I would probably go with a. I'd probably go with something else though for that.
I
same
was-
37
I was very
bucks,
tempted.
but it's not bad.
No,
It's not
I
bad at all.
agree. But you could say like, well, Buffalo Trace, like that's about the same price point. But this has a lot more flavor and body than Buffalo
Yeah, you're
Trace
right.
does.
You're right. It's good.
I really thought before I got this one about getting the 10 cup, the 10-year 10 cup. I think that
I
needs
don't-
to be one we need to get.
I would like to, but I bet 10-year 10 cup is not that much different than regular 10. I just have a feeling it's going to be similar to regular
Yeah.
10 cup. But
It's
I don't know.
it's
We'll see.
$56 per bottle, and I was just like,
It's gonna be
yeah.
the best thing ever come in your mouth. The best part comes in the last 4 years.
Best thing ever came in
Yeah.
your mouth.
That's-
Is that what
Yeah, best thing that ever came in your mouth.
you said? Damn, dude.
Well, boys, as always, this
of
podcast has
competition.
been absolutely fantastic. I love.
I
talking
do
to
want
you
to
guys.
say, and this wasn't asking me, but I do want to say the guy that did our theme music has a podcast called Through the Never, and if you are interested in hearing,
Oh yeah, we should definitely play.
if you're interested in hearing reviews of artists, rock bands, new albums that come out, or reviews of music festivals, or even discussions about music, that's something you should probably check out.
Does he put his name in the podcast, or is that something he wants to get out? Or
I
is he
think
just,
so. Yeah, I think he goes. I think he's
Just
pretty
say
open.
just say his first name in
His,
case he
his
doesn't.
name
do
is
it.
Chris, but just look up Through the Never, and he has a really cool logo.
And guys,
And
just,
he
you know,
fucking knows how to play guitar. That's for damn
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
we have to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think he's guest number 2. We need
Yeah.
to get him on here.
And he said he wants me to come on at some point and talk about the resurgence of the vinyl records. So I plan
Yeah,
on doing that.
yeah.
And
There you go.
to his audience, I'll tell him about our podcast as well. So we'll do a little cross
Absolutely.
promotion like that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
Rocco, anything else you want to? Any last words you want to say?
Well, I have one quote.
Jesus, we've been doing last words for like 20 fucking minutes.
We have so
Rest in peace.
in the
R.I.P..
in the words of wisdom. Like I looked up a lot of positive quotes today for whatever reason for work purposes, but one that really stood out to me was Winston Churchill. Stumbling from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm is the true definition of a success.
Cut it. That's it. Podcast. Peace, boys. Wait. Peace. Unprofessional.
Peace up, peace.
Unprofessional.
Bam,
Hold on. No, wait. No. Say it again. Levi. Say it again. We're gonna do
Stumbling
it.
from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm is true success.